So, for starters,
We were in the middle of being killed.
Yeah, well, I mean, for starters, of course, let's start with experience points. And, oh yeah, by the way, important public service announcement. I've decided that from this session on, we are returning to our old XP giving method. You know, the one with the so points for sessions, yeah, signs, everything. Again, you don't need to like do everything if you don't want to, but honestly, and you know, I agree with Brian. He texted me this. He texted me about it this weekend. I think it really helps with immersion, and you know, makes role playing that much more interesting. Don't worry, I will still give you more points for the games itself. So even if someone, for example, won't RP their star sign or their religion, stuff like that, you won't be behind. Okay, I think that's fair. Yeah. So
part of the reason I said that is because I literally forgot my doom, and I don't see that I have it written anywhere. So that's that. Can I roll a new one real quick?
Yeah, sure. You can find doomings in the Tome of Salvation.
I was gonna say you should go back and listen to the
sessions. Well, yeah. I mean, you can change your. Actually, maybe it's in 4th edition that you were able to change your doom, not in the second one. But yeah, okay. So, Gustav, what are you buying for your experience points?
5 willpower.
Nice. That's
seems relevant.
That's useful. Johannes, what about you?
I am maxed out in my career, so and I don't see the point in changing careers in the middle of a battle. So I will buy nothing.
Well, you can spend the 100 XP to be able to switch to next career, and then from next session you will be able to buy, you know, more stuff.
Okay. Well, so then the thing. Whoa, sorry, I just opened up.
No worries.
The thing twice. Well, then my jam was going to be I was going to switch to merchant, even though I have no idea what the profile is.
Merchant, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, tell me this. Do you have? And I mean, you can do this, like no problem. But do you have any explanation as why merchant?
Well, the explanation is that
because I love money, bitch.
Yeah. Why do you hate America?
Yeah.
My reasoning was this: is that I feel like my character and Brian's character, that we've been sort of setting this whole thing up that we're in business, we're trying to sell people, or you know, get paid to heal people, to make concoctions, and so I sort of thought that with that sort of angle and maybe trying to go out and explore more ingredients for making apothecary things, and being also connected with this Kislevite merchant guy, that's sort of my entree into like, oh, you know, well, what sort of exotic, you know, stuff can we get from Kislev down here to you know, make potions or you know, snake oil to sell people. Very
nice explanation. Sure, no problem. I like that a lot. Merchant is cool, and I don't think I ever had a merchant in any of my games, so that's certainly very interesting angle. Very well. So that's your next career, merchant it is. By the way, I like when you said, well, we want to sell people. Like, okay, slavery, nice.
Yeah.
Technically, slavery. Of course, it's illegal in the Empire, but we all know how this works. Lambert, are you buying anything?
I am. I'm buying the last thing I need to buy.
Which is?
A wound.
A wound, single wound. Very nice. Okay, sure. There's a document already made, so whoever is making notes, I don't know who's making notes. You can do this without any problems.
I think I have a file where I saved my character's backstory.
Oh, nice. So with dooming. So you have dooming there as well, yes?
I have a Tome of Salvation pulled up right now. I can't see dooming the index.
I'll help you with that. Let me see. Wait. It's somewhere in the middle. I remember that.
49. I got it. Okay.
Oh yeah. And there's a whole table. I think you roll D100 for your dooming, I believe. In
Yeah.
TOS. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, so who's making notes? Just so we're clear on that.
It's me.
Okay.
I
Sure.
had a tragedy that struck me with the last session's notes, where I left my computer 10 minutes pee after the session and came back to it restarting. So I'm going to make notes for last session and this session together and just upload them as one.
Sure, no problem. Right, we are returning to combat immediately. Because that's where we last left off. Oh, by the way, I also decided that I really should have made this the last time. If you want, you can spend your luck points for the dwarf, as long as he's alive, of course.
Oh boy, he's only got 1 hit point. Hooray!
Yeah, but he's there's the critical table, which the one we are using is actually much more fair than the one from the rulebook. So even if he goes below 0, he'll still be probably able to survive at least a bit. Right. So what was the actually, never mind. I think I have this in my documents right here. Yeah, GM notes. Only I can see them, which doesn't really matter. I mean, all right. First is Big Fag, then there's Lambert, then there's Gustav, then there's the Beastman, then there's Finfag, then there's I don't know who the hell this. Oh no, yeah, Johannes. Okay, sorry, that's you. Then
God damn it.
Slayer, then Marla, then there are the archers, strange archers, I might say, and finally there's the guy laying on the ground, I believe. Okay. So let's go, top to bottom. Last time we ended, if you look at the map, at the very professional tactical map, here's Beastman, boy. He has long chain attached to his neck, and he uses this chain as a whip. He tried to catch Marla with it. Alas, it didn't work out. Lambert was here, but now he's here, right below the tower. And above him on the balcony, hanging from a window, is the man himself, Raph Hebert, who turns out to be a vile magician because he tried to cast a spell, but the spell didn't work. And above Raph, on the balcony, there are archers. And if I recall correctly, there were 4 of them, and they were peppering you with arrows. Actually, Johannes got struck by one in the head. Fortunately, the arrow only grazed him, and by that I mean he lost 3/4 of his hit points, I believe. Or
2/3.
2/3, sorry, yeah, 2/3. There's Johannes here, right? No, Johannes, actually I think you were inside. You ran inside, yes? Yeah, so you're somewhere
I made it inside the barn for sure because I was trying to help the
guy laying on the ground.
I set him free actually. Or I was in the process of setting him free.
Yeah, you were cutting the rope that he was tied with your dagger. Yes.
Yes.
And Gustav.
Me and Lambert and the Beastman were the only things not in the barn currently.
And Marla, I think. Marla is also outside.
Marla had just entered the barn.
She ran to the barn? Okay.
Yeah, because she avoided the volley of arrows.
Oh, yeah. She ran inside. All right. So, yes. So you and Lambert are outside. Beastman Grail, at least that's what he called himself, is in the middle of this courtyard, and he's braying and just swinging his chain like a madman, or rather mad beast. And inside, the Slayer, Usadlun Thundercoat, is fighting 2 thugs. You can see the 2 thugs. I actually, I've entered their names because at this point it doesn't really matter. Gunther Friedrichsen. Actually, Gunther is the thin one. Klaus is the chunky one. They are in the handout section. You can see them. They look, of course, thuggish. And that's it. I think. I believe at least that's that. So we are starting.
My doom is thou shalt sup from the cup of corruption.
Very nice. Very nice for Shalian. excellent Doom for Shalian, I must say. Very nice.
That's what it was before, though. I read through and I remembered that one.
Okay, nice, cool. I think it fits. It fits very well. Your character, since you like, the all sorts of wrong women. Let's just say.
I usually don't overdrink.
Yeah. All right, so we start from top to bottom. Ginter, the Finfag, is trying to strike Yosarion with his sword. By the way, a free perception test for you, Johannes. If you want it, of course. You don't need to take it.
Yeah. I will always take a free
perception test. Yeah.
Damn.
Let's see. All right, you see that both that the swords of both of those fags, they look like they are coated with something dark and oily. Of course, now they are also coated in the dwarf's blood, but you are, I believe, an apothecary, right? So you can spot the distinct oily sheen covering the blades of those swords. Yeah, Ginter raises his sword and yells, "You die now, you fucking midget!" And, brings it down on the dwarf's, probably head. He has plus 10% advantage, but he misses horribly. The sword just buries itself in the ground right next to Yosarlun. And after that we have, I believe, Lambert. Lambert, what do you want to do?
God. All right. Well, this situation really just fucking sucks. God. All right. So I'm over by the tower, right?
You are right below the tower.
They haven't been able to shoot me from here.
No.
I want to shimmy around the bottom of the tower, and I can't draw on the map.
You want to go to the, I believe, to the left side behind the tower, yes?
Yeah, I want to do this.
Wait a second, I need to...
I want to do like that. Now that's gonna take a couple of turns, probably.
Okay, yeah, that's ambitious. Sure.
But I do have the flee talent, which will give me a +1 as I'm actively running away from combat or a dire situation.
Nice.
And I think a big ass fucking beast man and an arrow slung out of the fucking sky constitutes a dire situation.
Very, very well, of course.
So that gives me a +1 to my movement, which makes my move a base 4, which would make my run here. That would be, or makes my base movement a 5. Which
yeah,
makes
I was about to say.
here, so that'd be.
If you have base movement of, yeah,
it would move would be 10, charge would be 20, and run would be what was that, 28 or no 30.
Yeah, essentially you run very fast with this. Yeah. That's...
Yeah, I'm gonna circle back around because my plan didn't work, and all my friends are over there.
Okay. You have 5, so.
Distract the beastman for a minute.
Come again, Brian? Sorry.
But I actually think his plan worked because originally it was just to distract the beastman for a minute, and if he gets away clean, then it worked really well, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what you're doing. You are running behind the tower. You're breaking contact with both your companions who are still outside, the Beastman, and of course the crazed magician Ralph Hebert, who is hurling curses at you because he actually tried to use his vile powers on you, but he failed. And you are, just running as fast as you can behind you. And yeah, you are breaking. You are going for it. And Gustav, now it's your turn. What are you doing? You saw what happened. You saw that Lambert ran away behind the tower as fast as possible, and he just disappeared behind the building. What's your plan? Only you and Marla only you are remaining outside right now.
I'm gonna say under my breath, watch over him, Mother. And I'm going to grip my quarterstaff tight and run into the barn to see how I can help.
Okay, sure. So you're running inside and you are trying to help, of course. You have, you are very close to the barn, so you essentially have two actions. You have movement and you have one action left. If you pass 3 perception test, you can act normally for your second action. If you fail, you can't. If you botch, don't botch. You fail.
Yeah.
So essentially, what happened? You entered the barn. You know the smell of hay, of damp wood, of mud just mixes with the stench of spilled blood, of sweat, and there's just pandemonium. You think that you see at least 5, maybe 6 figures inside. You're not sure because remember, this is like outside. It's almost like it's dusk. It's half light, and in here it's really dim. So you don't see all of the details. You only hear the clash of weapons. You see swords and axes just flying everywhere. Yeah, and the beastman will do a very simple thing because I'm going to actually roll for him. I'm going to roll d10. If I roll 1 to 5, he goes after Lambert. If I go 6 to 10, he goes inside the barn. So he runs after Lambert. Outside.
Hopefully Lambert's faster.
Yeah. Outside, you can hear Johannes and Gustav. You can hear this horrible half scream, half roar from the Gryle creature.
I yelled at that fucker to come after me, charge me, and he didn't want to do it then, but now he does.
Yes.
What a dork.
What a dork, yeah. And he's just, you breathe a sigh of relief, Gustav, and maybe you too, Johannes, because you don't think that the beastman is running inside the barn. At least not yet. Okay, so now we have Ralph Hebert, and I'm not sure if he's going to actually do anything because he doesn't have line of sight to anyone, so he can't really use.
He's gonna talk shit.
Yeah, I'm going to get you now.
Yes. Now I'm going to monologue.
I will kill you all now.
With a very elaborate plan that involves lasers.
Pesky kids.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Let me. Yeah, I think he's going to roll this thing. Casting number 22. I don't know if he can even do that. But I'm going to sure as hell try. Even I hope that this guy miscasts. I really do. I love miscasts in the game. No, he actually can't even use this spell. Right. So Raph does his thing. Doesn't really matter. You're not seeing this anyway. He's just doing his thing right now. And after that, we have Johannes. Johannes, you. I think you were cutting the ropes, yes? And I think you.
Yeah.
I think you've actually. I asked you to test it, and you failed last time. You were close, but you didn't remove all of them.
Oh, okay. I don't remember, but I'll take your word for it.
So let's say.
So what do I?
You don't have to roll anymore because you want to do this last turn. So if you're doing this now, I will say that you're doing this now automatically, like without any test, and you still have 1 action left. Just know that you are essentially kneeling at the man, right next to the man, and you are cutting the ropes at his feet and at his wrists with your dagger. So you are not laying on the ground prone-like, but you are still, on one knee. But now you've removed both of his constraints, and you are free to act with your second action, whatever it is you want to do. You can do this.
Okay. Well, what I'd like to do is I'd like to go. I don't know how close I am to hitting one of the other guys, but that's what I would like to do.
You can't hit them. You're not close enough. By the way, sorry. Please add Victor, the guy who's laying to the initiative order. He has 51 total. So I'm actually going to. He is, according to my little table, he will be after the Beastman.
How big is the Beastman?
Beastman is barely. It's a very big specimen.
Like ogre sized or smaller?
No, like a big gore size, essentially. Like it's not
Okay.
angor, but it's muscular. It has the classical Beastman, half goat, half man. Like it's a thing from pure nightmares. I don't think that any other character's ever seen one, and the fact that this thing also can speak is very, very terrifying. But fortunately, he's not inside. Okay, so you can, for example, throw something at them. You can throw your dagger at them if you want.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I won't get it back.
Throw a piece of trash at him.
Actually, what I'm trying to do is look for see if I can find like a pitchfork or something to toss to the guy I just freed, so that he'll be able to.
Roll perception.
Dang.
Yeah, let me quickly check one thing. But you've passed, of course, without any problems. So that's good. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, there's of course there is a pitchfork practically right next to you. Since you had 14, that's a very good roll. So I'll say that it's right next to your character. You can just grab the pitchfork without any problems and just give it to the man if you want.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Say here.
Yeah.
Kill.
You've removed the the man's constraints. You've grabbed the pitchfork and put it in his hand, and he says, "Thank you." And his voice actually, the man is large. He is even when he's hurt, and he is hurt, you can see that he was probably a soldier, and there's this sense of strong aura of courage and faithfulness emanating from him. When you look at this man, it's like you can see that he was probably very faithful to his employers, to the people that he was sworn to protect. And almost immediately when you gave him the pitchfork, he starts to get up, even though the two thugs really went to town on him. And when he gets up, you can just see the muscles under his torn shirt, that he's very tall actually, that he has the slashy beard. It's clear that this is a warrior born, essentially. Mano a mano, he would probably be able to defeat any of those two guys inside, and maybe even take two of them at once. So that's that. And now we have the Dwarf Slayer. Nice. That's what I was waiting for. No one will tell me that the Dwarf Slayers are not one of the most overhyped.
Underwhelming.
Yeah, overhyped like pieces of lore in the Warhammer franchise.
They need some rules for some GM help, like extra fate points or something. Like if you're gonna take a dangerous career like that, like.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I think dwarves are -1 fate point when you're making a characters, but like Slayers should be given an extra one just because like you're gonna die in 2 sessions otherwise.
Well, remember that when you finish Demon Slayer, you don't have any more career exits. The only career exit is death. It's literally in the book. So yeah, the dwarf is just howling with rage, and he's trying to strike both of the thugs with his axes. So I'm going to roll. First, he's going for the big one, of course. Yeah, that's that. And then he's going for the for the other one. It's -10.
I'll give him a luck if if I could do that.
God damn, I mean, Grimnir's not gonna let this go, man. This is pretty shit.
No. Roll 20 was stupid, and it rolled one time too many. The other hits, the other strike hit 34.
Okay, 34.
Because
Okay, I see.
out
Yeah.
of, if you're curious, I mean, he has 66 weapon skill, so that's very high, by the way.
Yeah.
And he fucking sucks.
Like, all right, so here's my theory, and I'm gonna just say it here out of earshot of this fucking door. I think I know what his great crime was, and I don't think anything's ever gonna get Grimnir to forgive him because one, he sucks at fighting, but I think his crime was he maybe tried to shave a bit of his beard to get a cooler look and just cut too much off.
No, he had this like dad mustache only
like-
that was left.
Guys, I mean, this is probably in my postpartum after we all just get fucking roundhoused by these fucking zombies and shit. I think getting a Slayer was probably the stupidest thing we've ever done. This guy blows. I think the racism in the Empire is not well placed. You guys hate my little impasse for some reason, but you glorify the dwarves because they gave you a hammer. Fuck a doodle doo. Hell, I'll just go give you a hammer. That's fine. They suck. These. I may be small, but these stunty fucks get away with a lot more shit than I can.
Well, they are, apparently too busy writing something in their stupid little book in their underground hovels. I mean, if you
writing something in their little diary in their underground dollhouse. Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to be like 100% honest, I honestly believe that the elves did much more for the Empire by teaching them real magic than the dwarves, because Galmaraz is pretty cool, I will give you that, but again, that's only a single hammer, and by the way, we're not really sure if the Galmaraz that the Emperor has is the true Galmaraz, because there are theories that of course it's fake. And what else? Black powder? Yeah, fair enough, but if they wouldn't give the Empire black powder, the Empire would probably go the real world route and learn about it from the Caphayans. So I like dwarves. I mean, I like their style in Warhammer, but again, I never understood the real appeal of this race. I think honestly that Chaos Dwarves are much more interesting, if only for the fact that they are using actually genetic engineering and rocket launchers and stuff. Rocket launchers are cool. Anyway, the dwarf hit, and now the guy will try to dodge, but he doesn't have dodge, so he only tests half of his agility, and he failed, of course. Interestingly, he would pass if he would have the dodge skill, but he doesn't, so I'm going to roll the damage now for the dwarf.
Grimnir's might.
Yeah, the dwarf has a base strength of 4, but he also has, of course, very strong, so that means, strike mighty blow, sorry, that means it's 5. So I'm going to roll d10. Yeah, about that. Actually, that's not bad. That's 8. That's 8. That's 8, and he was hit in the 43. That's arm, I believe. I need to check. I haven't. 43 is left arm. Nice. It's left arm. Let's see what the guy has on his left arm. 1, so 7 go through. So 5 go through. Whoa, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. Okay. And wait, is that it? Is that it? Yeah, right. So, Johannes, you're here?
Yeah.
Okay, so Johannes and Gustav, without any rolls, you see that the... oh no, because it went to the other guy, not to this. Sorry. So in that case, only 3 go through, so 12 remain. You see that one of the dwarf's hits managed to wound the big burly assailant, and actually cost him some discomfort, so that was pretty good, but unfortunately he's still standing, and and well, this sucks, but what are you going to do? Where's the oh yeah, here it is. 12. Yeah, sorry that this fight goes so long, but I haven't run Warhammer Combat for a very long time, and I simply, need to get back to it, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, it always took a little bit of time. Just
now Marla's time, and Marla is actually going to charge one of them, and try to stab them with her dagger, the wounded one, because she's with this like wild scream. Gustav, you are seeing this especially. The girl just rushes one of the thugs, the thin one, and tries to stab him with a dagger. Now remember how combat works. First it was 2 against 1, but now there are 2 against 2, so there are no more bonus modifiers from outnumbering the enemy. Even though the Slayer and Marla are targeting a single enemy, there's also another enemy fighting them, so they're not getting any bonuses to hit. So she's striking the man with her basic weapon skill. And there's not enough room for charging, so that's just advance and strike. So I'm going to roll for her 28 weapon skill. Yeah. And she hit! She manages to jump him right in the middle of the torso with her dagger. And he can't dodge, he can't do anything. Because he already tried to do this. No, sorry, the big one tried to dodge, so he's going to try and dodge, and he failed because he dodges on 23. So, D10. But sadly she probably didn't do anything, because her strength is 3, plus 3, 6, minus 3 because it's dagger, so no. Gustav, you saw that she tried to ram her blade right into the man's chest, but it simply slid off his chainmail. And now the big burly man is aiming his strike at the dwarf. He's not getting any bonuses, and he fails completely. This is all out brawl in the middle of the barn, so that's very good, very climactic, I would say. And now we have new round. The thin man, actually I'm going to roll 1d10, 1-5, he strikes Marla, 6-10, he strikes the dwarf. He strikes the dwarf. He hits, and it goes...
no!
Yeah, it goes right to the head.
I thought that was damage.
You need to speak louder, Brian. I can barely hear you, unfortunately.
I thought that was damage, that's why I was like, ah!
I mean, if that would be damage, that would also suck, because this goes to the head. But he's going to try and parry. He has 2 axes, so he has a free parry. But first I need to open something very important, which I forgot to open last time. Yeah, here it is. So it goes to the eye, which means that there are no double damage here. There's no the double damage rule does not apply here, but no armor and no toughness applies, which means that it's a rather nasty hit. But the dwarf will try and parry this with his offhand axe, and he manages to parry it without any problems. Yeah, that's that. Now we have, I believe, Lambert. You are still running, and you hear that the beastman is starting to chase you, by the way. Are you still running, normally?
I mean, I was never in the first place running normally. Now I am fleeing actively.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to roll to do it better?
No, but not yet. But as you are running, you take a quick look behind you. You think you can hear the creature right behind the corner. This thing, even though it's huge and muscular, it is also incredibly fast. So you are fleeing from it very as fast as you can, but you have this horrible feeling that this thing will be able, maybe, will be able to catch up with you.
Where am I? If you could show me on the map where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly show this. You are probably somewhere like here.
Okay. On the outside here of this house, is there any windows or doors?
Yeah, I mean, of course, this is like a country house, so there are windows and there are doors, for the servants in the back. Sure.
When we started this combat, I had drawn my sling.
Yes. True.
Is it fair to say that sling is already loaded?
No, because after every shot you need to reload. Reload
But I have
your
not
weapon.
shot.
You haven't shot it. Okay, if you haven't shot it, then yeah, let's say that it is loaded. Of course. Sure.
Okay, in that case, boys, this is probably going to go bad for me. I'm going to try the first door I see, and it's probably locked, isn't it?
So okay, remember this is an action.
Yeah.
So do you want to move?
I don't want to run I want to catch the first door I can see.
Okay, let's say
and
that.
Try and get inside.
Let's say that you are right next to the door. You're trying, and in that case, roll me 1d10, 1-5. The door is open. I think it's only fair that you roll. Nice, the door is open. Of course. You run inside.
I slip my ass in and shut that door behind me.
Okay, sure. I presume that you want to make it as quiet as possible. Yes.
Yeah.
In that case, I would like for you to roll plus 20% stealth test.
What is stealth?
It's dexterity, but you need to have the skill. If you don't have it, it's actually silent move. Sorry, I think it's silent. It's more silent move.
Yeah.
There it is. I don't have that, so it's going to be plus 20 on half, right?
Yes. Actually, let's make it plus 30. The max, the possible max, because this thing runs very loudly. It has hooved legs.
So plus 30.
Yeah, you've passed.
Would be so we're good.
Nice.
You've passed. Very, very nice indeed. And
Holy shit! Oh, I get to eat another pie. Hell yeah!
You run inside. You close the door quickly behind you, and I presume that you move, a couple of meters from the door. As much as your movement allows you. You don't really have the time yet to take a look around, but the entire house, it's gloomy. There are no sources of light here. It's pretty dark. And there are, you don't think that there's anyone here. It's like you've entered a mausoleum almost. Hint, hint. So, after that, we have Gustav. Gustav, you are seeing what's happening right now. You're seeing that Johannes freed the man, a large soldier type, who's getting up, pitchfork in hand. You see that Marla hysterically rushed one of the thugs and, tried to shank him. You see that the dwarf is doing his best. What are you going to do?
Is it too crowded?
You can
me
join.
to get
No,
into
you can join. Like it's a barn. It's a large space. Even though there's hay everywhere, like what's the word? Bales of hay. Yeah. There are some like wooden carts here and there. You can join. Sure, no problem. That said, you can much more easily try to strike the burly man, not the thin one, because Marla is right next to the thin one. And, to the big one is only the dwarf.
Okay, 1 second. Let me check this.
You can't charge, by the way. You can only advance and attack. And really that's your only options here, unfortunately, because 2nd edition has, in retrospect, it has rather limited combat options. Not that it's a bad thing. I actually prefer it to the unnecessary overly complicated 4th edition. But yeah, if you're far away from the enemy, you can practically only advance and attack or charge.
If I'm wrestling, I have to roll to hit with weapon skill, and then it's opposed strength.
you want to wrestle the man, but I think wrestling is double action or is a single action?
I'm not sure.
Wait.
I wanted to like pin him against the wall with my quarterstaff, and I guess that's kind of like wrestling.
It's oh yeah, I know. But the quarterstaff has this option, by the way.
No. I'm just like that's what I would do in reality. I'm just trying to figure out how to translate it.
You can try and knock him out. Quarterstaff has the what's the word? Well, has the
strike
knockout.
to stun?
Yeah, strike to stun. But you need to have strike. But you need to have strike to stun to use it. That's the problem.
I do not have that. Yeah.
Okay. Let me quickly check. Do you, by the way, do you have this this skill that you wanted to use right now?
I didn't think wrestling was a skill. I thought it was just like an attack you could do.
Okay, yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, wait.
I'm trying to incapacitate him for a turn, so to give everybody else a breather. Non-lethally. So this guy's human. He's gross, but he's still human. Yeah.
I honestly think that it's like what the Beastman was doing. You know, trying to catch the man. You're trying to essentially catch the man and prevent him from doing anything. Honestly. So that's that. So in that case, you. I mean, this is the problem. If your weapon doesn't have this trait, you can't really do this. You can either strike him, you can try to strike to stun him.
I'll try to strike to stun. That might be the best chance that I have.
Yeah, because the weapon needs to have the snare trait, like the whip or the net.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have it, then I believe it's wrestling, but you also need to have wrestling to use like this skill. If you don't have wrestling, then it's probably I would guess that wrestling is it's not advanced skill, but again, so
I thought it was like a swift attack or all-out attack, like another like
all-out attack is plus 20% to strike, but you can dodge or parry next turn. I mean, you can dodge or parry next attack aimed at you. Fast attack means that you are getting, I believe, that plus 10% to hit, but again, there are also some the weapon needs to have fast trait. Oh yeah, and there is the wrestling trait, but it's advanced. I just checked it. So if you don't have it, then I'm sorry, but actually, sorry. Yeah. That's actually just that's not even a trait. That's that's not even a skill. That's trait. So that's not the case of advanced basic. If you don't have it, then you just don't have it. Let me quickly check because I don't want to swindle you.
I still do the strike to stun.
You have. Yes, you can strike to stun because you have weapon with the trait strike to stun. Yeah, you can try it. Sure.
Okay. I'm keeping my luck on standby for this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a luck.
Okay.
I have 2 left.
Yes.
You've managed to hit?
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
Nice.
For color's sake, I'd try and bop him on the top of the head with it.
Okay. So in that case, you'll be given a plus 10% because your weapon has the strike to stun trait. You'll be given plus 10% to your strength when you're trying to, to knock him out. And now, we need to see how this exactly works.
Imagine it's like a Three Stooges style, like bonk on the top of that.
Yeah. Wait, where's the strike to? Oh yeah, there's.
It's in the.
Sorry, there's an interesting part. In Polish book, it's 136. There is an entire section on grabbing people. You were able to grab him, and if you want, we can retroactively do this. Like this strike of yours works. If you.
Hey,
if you
sorry,
want.
I'm back.
No worries. If you want to do this.
I'll follow through with the strike to stun.
Okay, sure. So now I just need to find, the rules for it because this is just. Yeah, I remember that was problem with this book. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, I have it. Yeah, but funny enough, Brian, sorry, if you don't have strike to stun as a trait, you can't do this. The weapon with this trait gives you bonus, but it doesn't allow you to strike to stun normally. You deal normal damage.
I thought I was rolling on half my weapon skill.
No, because it's not a skill. If this would be a skill, that's fine, but it's a trait.
Okay.
Yeah, so my advice is either you can just smack him, or, as I said before, you can say that you're trying to, grapple him. That's up to you. Okay, so 136. You've passed. You've hit the man. He will try and dodge. Actually,
it's just a normal strike we're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
His dodge is horrible, so I don't think that he will be able to do this. Well, actually... Wait. He might not pass.
If it's opposed, he might lose.
Because he failed. Because he rolls on half, and he would need to roll... He failed by 3. He failed by 5. I kid you not. So that's... Yeah. So you've caught him.
Sweet.
Yeah, you've caught him. Very nice. And
Damage?
No, and now because he tried to dodge this. Now I need to roll immediately agility test for him, basic agility. If I roll, if he passes, then he slipped. If he didn't pass, you have him. You've caught him. So I'm going to roll. He failed. You have him. You've grabbed the man. And from now on, both characters, you can't dodge, you can't parry. Every single attack aimed at you is made with a plus 20 modifier. Every single aimed attack at you is made with minus 20 because it still follows the rules for shooting into combat. Your enemy can do any actions except trying to get free from the grip. Cheers. And if he and this time it's on strength. If he wins, he breaks free. If he fails, he's still caught. But you can't also do anything else, Brian. Just so you know.
I say something?
Yeah, of course you can say not anything too long. Remember, but you can say something. Mm-hmm.
Receive the mercy of the goddess.
And the man, you can just smell his horrible breath from up close. You see that he has this flat, thuggish face, and he's just saying, "Gonna fuck you up," and that's what he's saying. And And yeah, so after like 15 minutes, because I forgot the rules, so we can go further. Nice.
Yay.
Yeah, sorry for that.
No, that's cool. Receive the dildo of mercy.
Yeah. The Beastman runs further, but I am going to allow him a single perception roll based on hearing or smell, which I don't think he has any bonuses for, ironically. Yeah, he failed. You're good, Lambert. Yeah, I almost saw that 35, and I was like,
yeah.
No, 95.
Good thing beastmen don't have object permanence.
Yeah.
Fair. I'm just reminded of my son with this beastman. Yeah.
And now the man Victor raises up, and he just says 2 words. Actually, sorry, no, he's not saying 2 words. He's just saying a whole sentence aimed at the 2 thugs, and he's saying this in this very calm manner. I'm going to kill you both. And then he just approaches and tries to stab the man fighting both Marla and the dwarf with his pitchfork. This is an improvised weapon, by the way, but let's see. And he fails. Yeah, that's always nice.
God damn it.
Interestingly enough, he has 62 weapon skill. If you are interested, so this guy is better than the Slayer, by the way. He has better stats. So yeah, so he tried to, Johannes, you saw that he tried to skewer the man with the pitchfork, but the man that he's fighting, he's almost like a snake, like a weasel. He just weaves and slithers away from both the pitchfork and the dagger that Marla is holding, and one of the dwarven axes is just very hard to hit him. Right now we have the magician, and magician actually will going to use his powers, even though you're not seeing this. He will try and use this funny little power. I'm going to roll 2d10.
It causes him to shit himself to death.
Yeah, actually he failed, of course, because of course he did. And
Okay.
now I need to quickly roll because I'm using the other magic system, much better one. So I need to quickly test his channeling skill. If he passes, all is good. If he fails, he gets a minor. Minor. He doesn't have to be minor. He gets a chaos manifestation. That's always fun thing. So I'm going to roll D100 for his skill, and he passed. Yeah. So
Darn it.
he sucks when it comes to magic, but he can also blow himself up. What a shame.
I just say I always think of the Chaos Mutation Crown of Flesh as being a bunch of dicks on your head.
Yeah. That's like, how can you use anything else? I mean, why even live? I mean,
Yes.
Johannes, you're up. You see that the odds are slowly turning, towards like in your favor, but the 2 men are still standing, and they are armored. They have they have chainmails on them. Only on their, actually on their chests and on their arms, they have swords, probably coated in poison. But right now, 4 people are attacking them. Gustav grabbed one, Marla and Dwarf and the man Victor are trying to strike one. You're up. You can try and join if you want, but you can only really try and attack the big one that is held by Gustav.
Okay.
Like I've said, you will get plus 20%. But only plus 20% because the dwarf is still technically fighting him, which means that the dwarf is fighting him, so you get plus 30, but he's also fighting the thin one, so you won't get it. It's like complicated.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So you're making a large you're running around the combat, and then you're trying to shank the man with the dagger, I presume.
No, I wanna smack him in the head with the club.
Okay, you have strike to stun.
Well, no. I'm not trying to stun him. I'm just trying to beat him to death with the club.
Swing the club at him then.
Okay, so
I'm just figuring. So in my mind, Gustav is sort of bear hugging him with the staff from behind, and his arms are down, so that leaves his face, sort of at strike level, and I'm just gonna be, trying to tenderize his face with my club.
Okay, remember, aimed attack is a double action, which means that you can do this turn. This turn you try and strike him in the head, of course. You can try and do this, but it's still a normal attack. And now you have plus 20%, but I just want you to know, if you botch, you will hit Gustav.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can live
Better
with
luck,
that.
ready.
Yeah, and if you hit Gustav, you will roll, of course, where you hit him, so you might hit him in the head.
Right.
Or in the balls.
Okay, well, yeah, there you go. Right.
Roll.
Have that luck handy.
Okay, I just miss.
Yeah, you try to strike the man, but actually, since all these things are practically happening simultaneously and the blows are exchanged, the thin man's sword, it smashed your club to the side, and you didn't manage to strike the man.
It was plus 30, right?
No, plus 20. Plus 20.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. But you can reroll this, Johannes, if you want.
No, it's okay.
Okay, the sword smashed your club to the side. The club swooshed past both the Fag's head and yours, Gustav, by the way. It was very close. You almost, you felt the air, shoo! Right next to you. But yeah, you're up. Now, the Slayer is just cursing in Khazalid. You're not sure what he's saying, but this just sounds horrible. And this time, that said, he's not a mindless berserker. He sees his opportunity, and he concentrates both attacks on the captured man by Gustav. He's just trying to butcher him, which means that both strikes get plus 20% because he's striking immobilized target. The man can dodge. He managed to hit, yes, first one.
Thank fuck.
Yeah, because otherwise, let me quickly see. No, otherwise he would also hit. He has a 66 weapon skill. It wouldn't be a botch. Yeah, it wouldn't be a botch. And the second strike, minus 10 but plus 20. The other one also goes through. So I'm going to roll first d10. Jesus, the damage rolls for this guy is just so fucking bad. 66 is still chest, and this man is barely, by the way, because he has toughness 4, so it's 7, so only 2 go through. And the other strike to the arm. Ooh!
Nice.
So 14, by the way. So 14 to the arm. I need to quickly do some math. Sorry.
He cuts his arm clean off.
Yeah, probably there's a big chance for that. So 2 and actually I don't think he killed him yet, because 14 9, yeah, he's on 1 HP. So that's that. Gustav, suddenly you felt first of all the impacts from both axes as the dwarf just chops into the man. The Fag yells in agony. You see that one of the axes embedded itself in his chainmail, in his chest. The other one opened his arm. Blood splatters everywhere. Both you and Johannes are covered in gore. The dwarf just yells something, and actually you think that he switched to Reichspiel for a second. How do you like them apples? As he's just chopping the man up. Blood, flesh, elements of armor, of clothing just fly everywhere, and yeah, the man is horribly mauled. Actually, Gustav, you're a Shalayan. You are holding. You know that you are helping a man get killed because he tried desperately to break, but both Johannes and the dwarf are actively trying to just murder this man. Of course, he is a scum, but it's just an execution at this point. Okay, and after that, after the dwarf, we have Marla. Marla is trying to actually make a precise strike towards the man's. No, sorry, she won't make a precise strike. No, because she has 28 weapon skill. So she's going to do an all-out attack. Marla, screaming like a banshee, just raises her dagger and just drops the blade on the man. Yeah, whatever. Actually, I'm going to reroll that with her luck.
That's more like it.
No, I'm not sure if she just didn't botched. I need to check. If she has 20... No, she didn't. She passed. Barely, but she passed. Alright, nice. The man will try and dodge. The thin one. Actually, the thin one... Yeah, because he didn't dodge yet. And he failed. So Marla struck him in the... she struck him in the leg. So
femoral artery.
Yep. Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice.
8 plus 3, 11, minus 3, 8. He doesn't have any armor. So... Okay. So, yeah.
He's gonna bleed out.
Actually, that's it. Maybe some of you saw it. Maybe Gustav, you took a quick glance to the left, and you saw your friend, girlfriend, whatever.
Special lady.
Special lady, yes.
Johannes, same with you. You saw as Marla just rammed her dagger into the thigh of the thin man and ripped it right down, through the knee, through the lower parts of the leg. She just opened this man's entire 84 is entire right leg like some kind of obscene flower. The man howled. It's like none of you ever heard such sound. And the amount of gore that she and the dwarf and the man Victor got splashed it is simply obscene. He fell to the ground, and he just writhes there, dying, essentially. For a split second, you see Marla's face, her really beautiful sandy hair, and you see her face, and it gives you the chills because her face, only for a split second, but it looks scarier than the dwarf's. Like absolute, just face of fury. The man is dead. Nice.
Yay.
So I'm going to remove him from the initiative order. Yeah, that's nice. By the way, I am also going to roll her for willpower. I'm going to roll for her willpower right now because she killed a man in cold blood, and this definitely, I think, calls for a willpower roll. Yeah, she gets a single insanity point. First insanity point of the game, boys. Nice.
Yeah, woo!
Yeah. So, that was nice. Gustav thinks, damn, this is so hot. Now, the inside...
You're gonna get really into cats.
Yeah. Inside, Lambert, I would like for you to roll me ear-based perception test with, I would say, plus 10%.
Plus 10, that's a lot. We're good.
You hear this strange
Everything,
sound,
yeah.
no, from deeper into the house, from the direction of the tower. You hear the sound of, it almost sounds like this clacking sound, very regular, like footsteps, but strange, made by people maybe wearing some kind of strange shoes, almost bony-like. And it gets closer and closer.
Is there a table in the room? or some sort of
when
cabinet or something.
when it will be your turn, I'm going to tell you everything. By the way.
Oh God, fucking damn it!
No worries. And finally, we arrive at the last guy, the burly man. The burly man. Now, Gustav, it's going to be his strength test versus your strength test. If he passes, he breaks free. If you pass, you keep him in place. Roll. I'm going to roll for him. He passed, by the way. You didn't.
Oh.
You want to reroll that?
No.
Okay. Because it's a counter test, by the way, and he had 2 successes. So, fueled by adrenaline, not that you know what adrenaline is, of course, but out of game, fueled by adrenaline and the will to live, he just breaks free and he's like, ah, no! But he's surrounded by killers and murderers, by people who all want to do him harm. Maybe except one, but he's just an accomplice. And that's all he could do for this turn, because he just broke free. And now, new round. Lambert, you're up. You want to take a quick look around. Without any rolls, you don't need to make any rolls. Yes, there is a big table, there's a big cupboard, there's a couch here, very nice looking. The entire place, it's musty. It's very dirty. By that I mean there are a lot of cobwebs here and a lot of dust, but it's also very nicely furnished, by the way. So you have options.
Yeah. I'm hiding.
Where?
Is the cupboard big enough for me?
Yes, of course it is.
All right, I'm getting in it.
Okay, you go right to the cupboard. You enter the cupboard and you hide inside. You don't need to roll anything yet. Only when or if there will be a test required, then I will ask you to roll. You are hidden very well. The cupboard, by the way, is very big, and once you hid inside, you can see. Well, actually, I think you have night vision, right? Because halflings have night vision. By the way, sorry, Sean.
Yes.
Something on your part is very like. Something
Sean,
is very
are you
loud.
being abducted?
Yeah.
What's that? Something is very loud.
Like there's from your microphone, there's like this sound of background noise.
There's a lot of interference.
Yeah, interference, something like that.
Okay. I'll try to mute when I'm not on then, because I think it's just the AC unit in there.
Something, yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So
sure.
I'm muting.
No worries. Okay, you've hidden inside. Like I said, to your left, to your right, you can see the outlines of fine china, of some plates and vases, stuff like that. You are of course sitting very quiet after you've locked the door behind you, and by the way, you can't see anything outside because the door are very tight. Very tightly pressed to each other, but you can still hear, and you hear the clacking. You hear it, getting maybe closer. You're not sure, but something or someone or something is definitely coming. Okay. After you've hidden yourself well. After you have Gustav. Gustav, what are you going to do? The man stands in front of you, madness in his eyes, and he is looking at you, by the way. And you see that that there's not only madness in his eyes, there is pure anger and fury in them as well. What are you doing?
I'm gonna say, stand down. I can save you.
Get fucked!
And I'm gonna hold my hand out.
He says. Okay, that's all you're doing, yes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me quickly see one thing before we proceed.
I know it's a tense situation, so I want to be able to jump if he swings at me or something. I don't want to be just a sitting duck.
Okay. Okay, Sorry for that. I just had to check something very quickly. Yeah, and you're waiting. That's it. You've done this, and you're waiting. But you already can see that this man will try to, to make violence to you. Right, the beast man is doing his thing, and Victor Miller, he's not playing around. He's just approaching the man and he's stabbing him with pitchfork. And since there's he has plus 10% from Johannes, plus 10% from Gustav, you are locked in combat with him, plus 10% from the dwarf, so plus 30%. So he strikes him. Yeah, he hits in the arm. The man will try and dodge because he can, and he failed. And Victor is he's not doing anything, I think, because it's an improvised weapon. He has 5, so it's 7 minus 3, 4. No, you saw, by the way, Johannes and you, Gustav, you saw that the freedman stabbed the thug in his arm with the pitchfork, but unfortunately the thief didn't manage to penetrate the armor, and the thug is still standing. Emphasis on still, because right now there's the man here. Lambert, you are also hearing a series of of quick steps, actually, of someone running downstairs, not far from you. And let's leave it at that. Johannes, you're up. What do you want to do? You need to
unmute myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want to unmute myself.
If you want to strike the man, you get plus 30%.
Yeah, I just want to attack him.
Okay, now my advice for you, because remember, Warhammer, even though second edition is pretty basic, it's still a tactical game. So my advice for you is to make a cold shot towards, for example, his head. Look, you get a minus 20%, but you get plus 30% from your comrades, because a dwarf, Victor, and Gustav are fighting him. So you get a plus 10% to strike, and if you manage to strike him in the head, you know what this means.
Yeah.
That's my advice for you.
I'm trying to smash his face with my club.
So you're making a cold shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get plus 10%. Yeah, you've managed to...
I believe I made it, yeah.
Yeah, and he can dodge because he already try and dodge Victor's attack, so you just roll d10.
Yay. Where's the roller? D10. Oh, not 2d10, just one.
Nice. 6 plus
So
your
6.
strength.
My modifier says 2.
You only have
Wait.
2 strength?
No, now I only have two strength.
Jesus,
What is
mother.
it?
Sorry, what?
So 8.
Is it 28, you said?
Yeah, you probably have 28 strength, something like that, right?
25 strength.
Jesus. I mean, I would advise you getting at least plus 5. Because
I'm stronger than you.
Marla is stronger than you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just it. Apothecary doesn't have any... Or no, that is with plus 5 strength, I think. Oh, no, that's... Sorry.
Shut your punk ass up, man. Like, you need... Strength of Spirit's all nice and all. You need to hit the fucking plates, man.
I'll lift pies with you.
Yeah, I'm going to lift fork to my mouth. Does this count? Okay, so you get 8 damage. Right, and now 8 damage to his head, minus his toughness, which is 4. He doesn't have any armor on his head, times 2, which means 8. And this man had 1 HP. What happened? Gustav, you've cried to the man. Cried. You told to the man, I can save you. He told you, get fucked. An instant later, his brains are all over you. Because Johannes' club destroyed, it's a minus 7 by the way, so that's a lot. It destroyed the upper part of his brain, of his skull. His eyes
Yeah.
exploded outwards. One of it struck you in the arm. Blood, bone, just brain matter are flying everywhere. It went into the dwarf's, crest. It went into Victor's bird. It's just everywhere. The man falls down dead.
You think you got a little bit in your mouth? Ugh.
Yeah, probably.
Hey,
Yeah.
got in your shoe. Oh, that's gonna bother you down the road.
And now,
Should have surrendered.
I mean, I've handled a lot of gray matter in the past couple of years. That shit sucks. Like, it's just gross and jelly like all the time. It never dries out. It's just always gonna suck.
and
Now
now,
we can can't you use brains for tanning or something? Isn't that how it works? Smear it on hide to make leather.
My action?
sorry, what Brian? What was that?
Can I use my action?
I mean, we are exiting initiative right now, but we will probably enter it in a few seconds again. But first, Lambert, Johannes, tell me, did you ever kill anyone?
I would say no. I don't think I've ever
Roll
killed
willpower, please.
Sure.
Especially to kill my dad.
Insanity!
We've got a pretty good willpower, but we'll see. Oh,
Yeah.
I succeeded.
Yeah.
I would say Gustav would be fine with this because Gustav is a fucking doctor,
Yeah, you
and doctors kill everyone.
for sure. Yeah, you don't get any. You don't get any sanity points. You've just killed a man, not in cold blood, and he was probably deserving
And
it.
you felt good about it. That's a little bit worrying.
I mean, truth be told, Johannes, you saw what the two of them were doing to this man on the ground. They were, out just barras torturing him. Like, this wasn't they weren't playing. They were just taking their time and really fucking torturing this man. We are exiting initiative order for now, but only for a few seconds, because all of you hear the sound of hoofs and braying coming towards barn. You have, let's say that you have 2 rounds before we enter initiative again. What do you want to do? Gustav.
I want to immediately drop my backpack and open up my barber surgeon kit and get a needle and thread ready and some kind of liquor.
Okay.
Bread.
You are preparing your barber surgeon kit very well. Johannes, what are you doing?
Actually, well, what I would like to do is try to set this barn on fire right now.
You don't have any source of fire nearby. You don't have any oil lamp.
Okay.
You don't have anything, and you hear the hoofs coming closer. And I want to really emphasize that he's almost behind the wall.
I am going to beat it for the door we came in originally, and look for something to jam the door shut with after my friends leave.
Okay, so but tell me, you want to exit the barn or you want to stay in the barn right next to the door?
I want to. Oh yeah, there's those guys out there shooting at us. Let me look at the map again. Yeah, I want to try to get outside the barn and my hope is to be able to lock this fucker in the barn. So I'm trying to go outside and say, "Hey,
There's no
everybody,
door.
Oh, did we smash the door down?
Yeah.
The dwarf road, yeah.
The dwarf
yeah,
ran
that's
through the door, essentially.
Fucking hell. Alright. Shit. What do I want to do then?
Makeshift shields, though, if you need to go outside so you don't get shot with arrows. The pieces of the door.
I don't think my character would do that because I got a weapon in each hand. So I think I'm just trying to make it to the door and get away from the sound of the hooves.
So you are making your way outside, essentially, yes? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Marla.
My character, much like me, has forgotten about being shot in the face.
Okay.
Marla needs to test willpower.
She tested. She gained enchantment.
Okay.
Yeah. She.
Yay!
She's just staying dumps truck over the body of the man she just slain. And by the way, Gustav, you saw that this man, as you are opening the pack, you took a quick glance towards him, and at this point you saw that he died, essentially. You saw the light just dimming in his eyes, and he's just laying in a pool of blood coming from his entire right leg.
She fucked that guy harder than anybody in her life.
Yeah, probably.
I got distracted by the eyeball hitting me on the sleeve.
True.
She got. Yeah, a lot of people are happy enough to get 6 inches deep. She got him 6 feet deep.
Now, Victor Miller is yelling to you, "Come on, let's go! We need to help! We need to help the stallers!" And you know, he will actually try and roll.
Command.
He doesn't have it. He could intimidate you, but he won't. He's you know, you've helped him, so he's very grateful. But you see that he dropped the pitchfork, picked up both of those men's swords, so he has 2 swords, because, you know, 2 swords are badass, and he's just running outside, yelling, "Herbert, I'm going to kill you!" Just, you know, making for the house. Yeah, so that's it. And we have and Lambert, you are, fortunately, you hear that the steps are not coming to the room that you're in. They are, however, you think, moving towards probably the exit from the tower, you would guess, or from the house.
Oh, so from the house, am I able to see like a door into the tower?
No, because let's say that you are somewhere here, yeah?
Okay.
Inside
like
the room, inside the cupboard. Cheers.
Jesus.
Yeah, and now you've been spotted because...
No, I've had like 4 beers. It's alright.
No worries, no worries. You are here. And you think that somewhere from here, you hear the steps. And yeah, no one is coming to you, by the way. You don't hear, I mean, you also hear the braying, but it's like far away. But you don't think that anyone is coming for you.
In the immediate vicinity, this is just like a little den, right? A little welcome parlor kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that. It's like a very huge welcome/living room, you know. You guess that the stallers were using it during their weekends to just chill out and, you know, sit, drink their fine wines, yeah, stuff like that.
Can I make a personal roll real quick?
What for?
High, I'm gonna go. Low, I'm not.
Okay,
so,
sure.
Sorry,
oh, by the way, you've also heard some shouting, human shouting, from outside the house. But again, it's you can't really even, you know, understand the words pretty well.
All right, that's high. All right. All right, time to be a big boy. Fuck it. We're going to. I need to. Man, I should have picked up Move Silent. All right, I want to go towards that tower.
Okay. You go outside.
Leave the cupboard.
You go outside and you go to your right, which means towards the tower, through the insides of the house. Yes?
Yeah. I'm not getting outside of the house. I'm getting outside of the cabin.
You want to go outside the house because
no. You said you're going outside and then I'm going to the tower. I thought the tower was connected to the house.
Yeah. That's why. I didn't say outside the house. I said outside the cupboard. So that's
okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah. So you're making.
But I want to do so as quietly as possible.
Sure. You don't need to roll anything yet. You're just moving. As quiet as possible through the dingy, musty interior of this very fine, you know, country house towards what you believe is the tower, of course, without any problems. All right. And we have like one more turn before again the initiative kicks in. So for the second like free turn, Gustav, what is your declaration?
Master Dwarf, allow me to stitch you.
No time for that, Umgi, he says. Oh, by the way, yeah, the dwarf was still here. Let's fuck some shit up! And he follows Victor outside. Just...
Anybody else hurt?
swinging both axes and shouting something loud in Kazalit.
I'll close up my box and put it back in my backpack.
Okay. Johannes, you are running outside. You are together with Victor, and behind you, you can, first hear, then even feel the majestic presence of Yusaldun Thundercoat. As you go outside, you also hear from your right, from behind the stables in the barn, the sounds of the beastmen, and all three of you know that something will happen soon. However, you can also hear someone about to come out from the tower. What are you going to do? You see that Victor is right next to you. He has two swords, that he took from the dead man. He left the pitchfork behind. Actually, since this... Oh no, he wouldn't have time to put on the mail, I don't think.
Yeah, it didn't. I don't think so. I mean,
yeah.
To be honest.
Actually, no. Interestingly enough, he has... Jesus Christ, he has better armor than those guys, according to the stats. Okay, never. He has armor on him. They were torturing him while he was almost in full plate. Okay, whatever.
Fantastic.
I'm not complaining.
Yes.
So, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna shout to Victor. Where are the stallers?
He quickly, points towards the house. In there. And once again, when he speaks, his entire character, it just radiates confidence. Funnily enough, this actually has impact on rules. By the way, Victor will be able to give you some benefits. But yeah, because like I said, he's a warrior born. He has natural charisma. So okay, that's that.
So I'm gonna be running towards the house then, essentially.
Yeah, you are. All three of you are moving towards the house. Marla is still inside, just looking dumbly at the corpse. Gustav,
Marla, but she got hurt, right?
Sorry, what?
Could I have healed Marla since she got hurt?
She didn't get hurt per se. She just it's only for the storytelling purposes. She has slightly bruised neck, but she didn't lost any HP. And finally we have Lambert. You are making your way very quietly towards the tower, and now I would like for you to roll me stealth test plus 30%.
So I have concealment. Is that stealth?
No, concealment means that it would be very handy if you would be hiding in the cupboard, and then someone would enter the room, because that's what you roll for when you're trying to hide.
So I'm trying to do silent move again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With any bonus?
Plus 30%.
I would like to luck that.
Before you luck, let me roll, because I might botch. I didn't, but you've still you got it worse, so you might want to reroll now.
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll that.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
There we go.
You've almost tripped over a loose wooden board sticking from the floor, but yeah, you're making your way towards the tower. Now let's take a quick break, okay? 5 minutes break.
Yep. I need to go check my ribs.
Sounds great.
Okay. Name brand? Did you say, yeah, legal? Yeah, I said to him, well, I'll be your friend. Yeah. With friends, wouldn't you? Take pictures? Right now. Is Link up there? Yeah. And Gene Tommy, Kiera said to Amigo, why did you get mad? He got mad.
Who's here?
I'm in. Got me and you so far.
Nice, nice.
I am also here just trying to unmute.
Nice. Wait a second.
Looks like the tides have turned a little bit. At least we didn't have to fight the thugs and the beastman at the same time while getting shot at.
Yeah. I'm going to disconnect for a second and then reconnect. Wait a second. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Sean, say something, please.
Hello?
Okay.
Sorry, my mouth is full.
Brian, what about you? Can you say something?
I'm here. Testing.
Okay, I can hear you guys, but for some strange reason. Okay, maybe it's nothing. Right, Michael, are you here? No, he's not here yet. Okay. Yeah, the combat goes pretty smooth, I would say. At least for now.
You just have to compartmentalize it, like don't do it all at once.
Yeah, probably. That's a good idea. Well, and freeing the man helped a lot, honestly. So you know.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, yeah. If I can avoid getting shot in the head again, that will help.
Yeah. How much HP do you have?
4.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I would have healed you.
Yeah. Well, we don't really have time for healing right now, though. That's the problem.
I think it just takes a turn, right? Like to do some pit bull stitches or something.
Yeah, it only takes a turn. And essentially, I don't even think you need bandages. Bandages help, but you can, for example, use some, racks, something like that. I usually, yeah, hi there. I usually require at least some kind of dressing, to staunch the flow of blood, stuff like that. But I mean, 4 HP, you're not heavily wounded, because heavily wounded, if I recall correctly, it doesn't give any penalties. But you are getting, the healing is very, very slow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everyone is here. So I guess we can return to our glorious combat.
I heard that if you saliva on lacerations will accelerate the clotting process. So if we as a party got around and just started spitting on him, would that help?
That's some strange kink, if you ask me, but okay.
In my mouth.
Jesus Christ, no! Okay,
Oh,
so...
also, you guys got me for about 1 more hour, and then I gotta go proof them all.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
That work?
That works.
Let's see if I can die.
You are making your way quietly towards the entrance of the tower, and eventually you can see at the end of the long corridor a rather distinctive-looking door, which don't really fit any other door in this mansion. You guess that they probably lead to the tower. You also hear at this very moment a few, steps emerging from the tower, as well as something happening outside. Johannes. You, the dwarf, and Victor, you see that from the tower exit 5 people. You see, of course, the haggard, dark and sinister figure of Ralph Hebert. You see, with a shudder, going down your spine, that this man's eyes glow. They glow with this purple, greenish light, which is just horrible to look, and the only thing that enters your mind is a single word: witch. This is the man that all of the priests always warned you about. They warned you against, actually. This is the man who sold his soul, almost certainly, for some otherworldly, horrible power. Maybe the same power wielded by the insane, tribes that ravaged the northern and eastern parts of the empire. But ironically, he's not the worst thing. The worst thing are the 4 skeletons at his back. Dead men. Well, they once were men, of course. Now they are just, animated monsters. Honestly, they almost look. I mean, they are almost like mindless automatons. They have those tattered leather jerkins and skull caps. They are armed with swords and axes at their hips, but they also, each of them, they hold a bow in their hands. In their eye sockets, a sinister, horrible greenish light burns. Ralph Heber just looks at you, and he smiles this mad smile, and he speaks. You will not deny me my destiny. My ancestors shall be done. You will all die here, and then you will become part of my entourage. Enough talk, vile fiend, cries Victor. You die today! And his voice gives you strength. Victor doesn't roll for willpower, because he doesn't need to, not after what he went through. The dwarf, now, I need to see... Yeah, he has fearless, so he also doesn't need to roll. That said, you, Johannes, you need to roll willpower, but Victor's presence gives you plus 20%.
All right.
Is it for the vampire or the skeletons?
It's for the skeletons. Herbert is a man. I mean, he looks like a man. He's just...
Okay.
He's obviously a wizard or a spellcaster of some sorts. Probably a very bad spellcaster. But the skeletons, you never saw any enemy like that, Johannes. And the beastman was bad enough. But these things, they are unnatural to the extreme. They are animated corpses. So please roll me willpower plus 20%. You
Suck
are
it.
Victor's words and the just cause that you are all now following gives you enough strength to just fight through this thing. But at the same time, you hear this horrible, braying from your right, and from between the stables and the barn, Gryle emerges. Master says I kill. I kill. He just, looks at you, roars, and we return to the initiative right now. No need to roll for new initiative, so we go with the old one, which means Lambert, you are first. You are right next to the tower door. Let's just say that you are right next to the tower door. What are you going to do?
So the footsteps that I heard leaving were from the tower going inside, is what I heard?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Under that assumption, I'm going to move as quickly as possible to get up that tower.
Very well. So you're just running to the door, opening, and then running upstairs.
Yes.
Up the to the tower. Now let me quickly see. Unfortunately, my keyboard is almost dead. Let me quickly see. The tower. You enter the ground floor. This room contains a pair of rocking chairs by the fireplace, a narrow table, and a bookcase. The bookcase contains, you see, a few slim volumes. By the way, the fireplace is lit. This is the first source of light in this place that you've seen. Ever since you came here, you don't know what the books are about. A staircase leads both up and down. Interestingly, but I guess you want to go up. So you go up. You go, since you would be running, I would say with your speed that you would reach the first floor. That said, when you approach the door, it's open, of course. And you go inside.
Yeah.
And really, this floor is not in any way, unique. There are some wooden boxes here and there. There are some wooden stools. There's a table here, and with some manuscripts on it, a chair. Nothing too, too suspicious, too unique. There are, of course, still. Oh, by the way, here you can see the window from which Raph looked down at you and tried to spell you to death. But there are also stairs leading up to the roof. You want to go to the roof next turn?
That's where I'm wanting to go.
Okay, so next turn you'll be able. If you run, you'll be able to reach the roof, but you won't be able to do anything else, sadly.
All right, then count my turn as running up to the roof.
No worries. In that case, now we have Gustav. Gustav, you hear everything that's happening outside, of course. You hear Raph Hebert's sinister, voice taunting you. You hear Grile's roar. You also hear Victor's, words of courage. What are you going to do?
I'm going to take one last look at the burly corpse with the exploded head. And close
Okay.
my eyes.
And then?
And then look at Marla and say, they need our help, and run out.
Very well. And you just, you can use movement, and then you can make one more action. That said, if you all look at the map, I would say that you guys, I mean Johannes, Dwarf, and Victor, you are somewhere here. Here is Raph and the skeletons. Here is Gryle. And so when you exit, you have a free perception roll, Gustav.
Okay.
And assuming that you pass, you'll be able to do something else.
Maybe?
Okay. You've passed?
Yeah, that's a pass.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, so you see what I've just described. What is your second action? Actually, you should probably be telling me this first, but let's just say that. For now.
Is the Beastman looking at us, or is he looking at the
He's looking
the
at
Slayer and Johannes?
He's looking at the group. He's looking at at Johannes, Victor, and the Slayer. Remember, it's not Marla's turn yet, so you just exited by yourself.
I'm gonna stop and put my hand up to catch Marla when she comes running out, because I'm gonna let this Beastman run past and hopefully catch him in the back instead of getting charged.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, that's your declaration. Very well. Victor. Victor is charging. Victor is charging Graf. He's just, yelling, "You're evils now!" And he sprints towards the man, wielding both swords and just trying to strike him. So I'm going to roll for this. And he fails horribly. Yeah, that's that's another hero sucks moment. Thank you very much. By the way, Raph, if anyone is interested, and now I hear no one is, he has a very nice looking sword at his hip, and he has this rather long staff made from what looks like black wood. He also, despite having dark clothing, you see that his clothes are very fashionable. It's his working clothes. It's the clothes that you've seen him in the what was the word? Commission.
Yeah.
So Victor tried to strike him, but Raph, very fast and very in a very agile manner, blocked the strike. And of course, compared to Victor, he's a wuss. He doesn't look like a fighter. He looks like a bitch. And now it's his turn. And he's just saying, "You die now, Miller." And he tries to use the ultimate power. Please blow yourself up. I just want one miscast, please. I love miscasts. I want a miscast. Dark lore, necromancy, dark magic. What did dark magic do? Because I remember that it was something fun. Yeah. He's going to use the dark magic trait, and he's going to use 3 dice. And I shit you not, I think he failed. Unless, I mean, I need to check if Gaze of Nega... no, he passed, just by 1, but he passed. But now, since we are using the special magic rules, by the way, this is also for future, like, your future magical and priestly careers. Remember that. I need to roll channeling magic test. And I think he might have failed. I will need to actually quickly check. Channeling magic is what's the channeling magic? You remember that? Sean, you were using a magic, but I don't know, you probably don't.
Yeah, it's been a while. I was gonna say I also sucked at magic, except I had a couple of good ones, like the
you got to add an extra magic point to a spell or something if you pass an intelligence check.
No, it's just he needs to make these rules say that after every cast, whether it's successful or not, the wizard needs or the priest needs to make a channeling magic test. If he passes, nothing happens. If he fails, he gets a miscast. And I just don't remember what you were using for the channeling magic.
It's an actual skill.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's based off of intelligence.
Yeah, I think it was intelligence.
Let me quickly see.
I don't remember what specifically, because that was 3 or 4 characters ago.
Yeah, it's... because the funny thing is that you don't really get the channeling magic skills or traits in the trait system, so I don't...
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm drawing a blank on.
Or rather, I think it's willpower. I believe it's willpower.
Oh, it's willpower. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Flee is willpower.
Mm-hmm.
But it probably doesn't.
So.
Now, willpower is my best stat.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry for that. We'll be right back.
Oh, you know what? One sec. Let me find this real quick.
Okay, let's just say that's willpower. In that case, you rolled 75. He has willpower. He didn't pass by 1. He has 64. The funny thing is that he has channeling magic plus 10.
Oh.
Yeah, he has channeling plus 10. So he failed by 1. So now I finally get my miscast. Unfortunately, Miller will get blasted by the spell, and I'm actually going to roll for the spell right now. First things first. So he uses the Gaze of Nagash. Johannes and Gustav, you see that Raf's eyes glowed with this yellow light, and 2 streams of this yellow light flew from them right towards Miller. Remember, you can't dodge or parry magical missiles. It goes towards his balls.
All right.
I miss Warhammer so fucking much. Yeah, it's
balls turn into skeletons.
Yeah, the most sense of skeleton.
Balls rattling around.
Okay, so mighty missile. So that's not good for him because that's strength 4. Now I'm going to roll d10. So 12. Okay. However, as I said before, Victor has armor on him. For some reason, he was tortured in full plate. That said, he has armor 3 on his body, toughness 4. So 12 minus 7 is 5 times 2 because it's both, so 10 go through. Okay, yeah, he got smashed into lower parts of his body with this magical missile, and he fell back like a few steps, howling in pain as the greenish fire almost, engulfed him. But now you all heard that, all the while Raph is just laughing maniacally, but now he's like something like that. And now so first of all, he uses dark magic, which gets plus 30% to the table. Then he has casting characteristic of 3 because he used the total 3, so that's plus 60%. So 65 because stressing circumstances. And yeah, so I'm going to roll D100 plus 65. That's why dark magic sucks. Oh, so it's 146.
100 and, yeah.
Storm of Chaos.
That's great.
Okay, yeah, that's very bad for actually only him, his skeletons, and all of you guys on the outside probably.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I need to roll one more time D100.
The whole estate is
Yeah.
up in a puff of smoke.
So it's 59. That's hilarious. And actually now Raph fucked himself because what happened was, someone please roll me D10.
Let me do it.
Sure, go for it.
All right, average.
Okay. As he's doing this, he suddenly went quiet. Completely. Johannes and Gustav, you see that Raph is moving his mouth, but no words are coming out. You also see
The bitch
that
silenced himself.
yes, you see that Victor is also moving his mouth, but he also not saying anything. Just so you know, they've silenced themselves because everyone in D10 slashed by 2 yards gets the effect, and the effect is silenced. The silence lasts for 2 turns. So for 2 turns, Raph cannot use magic because magic uses voice.
If you want to keep him from casting spells again, get up there and sloppily make out with him.
That's why manifestations from this expanded
Hot and
table
heavy.
are awesome. Honestly. Okay. So that's that. And after Raph we have Johannes. What are you going to do? By the way, of course, you don't know that he can cast because you don't have any knowledge about magic. I'm saying this, out of game, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, am I able to get to him and smash him with my trusty club?
Yes, you can charge either him or Grail, or the skeletons are behind Raph, so you don't really have. Actually, you could charge one of them as well. Yeah, it's up to you.
I'd rather charge the spellcaster.
Very well.
A foul and disgusting denizen of chaos.
Very well. In that case, you have plus 20% from the charge. I believe charge is plus 20% or plus 10%. I don't remember. I think it's plus 20%.
I'm not sure.
And you get plus 10% from fighting 2-1 because already, of course, he is attacked by Victor.
Here's the combat cheat sheet.
Plus 10%. I have it.
Yeah.
By the way, there is combat cheat sheet. It's in the top part of the star signs and combat aids. Okay, so you get plus 10%.
Okay, I will try to smack him with my trusty club.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I was off the thing. Yay!
He already. Actually, he didn't parry. I mean, I said that he parried Victor's strike, but because
he didn't
Victor.
actually parry.
Yeah. So, but he also didn't declare parrying, and I don't think that the staff has parrying quality by itself. I'm going to quickly check though.
Yeah, quarterstaff does.
Quarterstaff has? Okay. Yeah. So
Plus
he will.
10 to parry.
Yeah. So he will try and probably parry. Raf has weapon skill 35. Does he have dodge? No, he hasn't. Okay, so he'll try and parry your attack in that case. No, he failed. So you've run to him and you smashed him with your club as hard as you could into his left arm. Roll damage.
All right. Oop. Are you piece of
How much?
Well, so that would be 3 total.
The club is like, I'm going to hurt you. Just like, it
Like
bounced.
bonking him with a wiffle bat.
Yeah.
I poke him with a stick.
You just bumped him lightly in his arm, and the club just, bounced away, unfortunately. It bounced away. After that, we have the Slayer. The Slayer charges Grail, yelling something in Kazalit. You have no idea what. Wow, nice. That said, Grail is pretty hench. Does it have dodge? It has dodge blow. Jesus.
He's gonna fail miserably.
Actually, he's better than the Slayer.
100.
You have it. Yeah, sure.
100!
Why the fuck not?
I called it!
Nice.
Get fucked, you dirty whore!
He falls on his face and breaks his neck.
Actually, I remember.
He leans into it.
I have, fortunately, I don't have it for dodging. Okay, so in that case, I will simply say that the dwarf will get a damage modifier bonus. I would say that he gets 1d6 damage modifier plus 4. So it's 5 basic plus 4, so 9 basic plus d10. Grimner's Fury.
So we're at 19.
He passed. One more d10. Okay, now without.
We're at 29.
Oh, snap!
Keep it up.
Now without. Now I'm just rolling d10. After you roll second 10, you don't need to test weapon skill. You just roll d10s. Yeah. Okay, 1. But it's like 30 damage, I believe.
Yeah, that's 30 damage.
Ouch.
Oh, fuck!
You, Gustav, you are the only one to see this. Gryo emerged from between the buildings, yelling what he yelled and just, spinning his chain over his head. The dwarf, fast as lightning, rushed him and simply with a single blow from both of his axes, removed both of his legs, right below the pelvis. The thing fell to the ground, screaming, or rather roaring in agony. You don't know how. The dwarf reversed the grip on on his right axe, and there's the spike on the other end. And as he was moving, the beastman fell, throat first, into the spike, which ripped his throat open. It's dead. It's just, you never seen a show of violence so horrifying as this. So that's... by the way, interesting thing, I just checked his stats. Gryo was the best fighter in this entire scenario. He was much stronger than both the dwarf and Victor. So, yeah, there you have it.
I am more.
After that, we have. Sorry, Gustav, retroactively, please. We need to roll your fear test because you've seen the skeletons, right?
Yeah, I just came out. I'm not sure if Marla's out yet.
Marla is not out yet, but please roll. You have plus 20%.
I'm gonna use a luck. I have one left.
Okay, yeah, you have.
I'm not running away like a bitch.
You've passed.
Yeah, that passes.
You've seen, you saw the dead man walking, and you are horrified. But for some reason, the fact that all four of you, Johannes, Lambert, and Marla, are, you are normal people. You are as normal as it can possibly be. But you are facing off against this evil, and you are not breaking. And this gives you strength. Not only that, but this man Victor, he really is like, some hero from tales, from legends. He's not afraid to just cross blades with this vile necromancer, you guess. And it also gives you strength. Now, Marla is emerging, and she also sees what's happening. Now, normally, retroactively, I would say that rules-wise, you can't really stop her right now because, the action at the end of the turn, it's a double action. But let's say for, of course, storytelling say that you can. So I guess you're just holding her, not allowing her to progress further. That said, she sees the skeletons, and she needs to roll. She passed even without the bonus.
What?
Yeah, like
Stone cold.
She's seen the bones in her life.
But now the skeletons are up, and the skeletons start shooting. So anyway, I started blasting.
If I've learned anything from my addiction to Frostgrave, a party that has 4 archers is basically guaranteed to win.
The problem is that those skeletons have abysmal ballistic skill. They have ballistic skill of 20.
Alright, never mind.
Yeah. That said, they can aim. That said, now they are... Only now are they essentially taking arrows and shooting, which is a double action. Because you don't have a free arrow. You need to have fast reload to shoot without, pause. So, and I need to declare all 4. One of them is shooting at Marla, one of them is shooting at Gustav, one of them is shooting at the dwarf, one of them is risking a lot and shooting into combat. 1-5, it goes to Johannes. It goes to Victor. So, essentially, the one shooting into combat only hits on 0-1 because it's minus 20% and he has 20 ballistic skill. So only one allows him to hit. He fails horribly. The arrow flies somewhere distant. The one shooting at the dwarf, he hits in the leg. And I'm going to roll damage now. 5 damage because the bow is strength 3. The dwarf, however, has toughness 5, so the arrow simply grazes it, nothing happens. The one shooting at Marla fails. The one shooting at Gustav fails. Gustav, you hear and rather feel arrows, swooshing past your head. You see that the undead archers are taking aim at you and the girl. You also, hear the loud curse from the dwarf. You guess that one of the skeletons also targets him. Now, next turn, Lambert, you went up, completely up.
Yep.
And let me quickly say that. Yeah, here it is. Really, there are even less things here. There are a few loose bones here and there, and that's it. There's nothing else. But you reach the balcony on the roof, and you see from the top the scene of combat, including the skeletons. So please roll me willpower test plus 20%.
Right, the that's plus 20. I've got cool-headed, so that's going to be...
Cool-headed, I think...
Is that 5 to initial or 5 to...
I believe cool-headed...
It should be 5 permanently to your
Okay, I need to add that. My bad. That'll be 38. All right, so plus what?
Plus 20%.
Nice. Yeah,
Nice.
that'll definitely get there.
Yeah, you've
Nice.
passed. You prepare your sling. Next turn you'll be able to shoot. Now we return, and now we have Gustav. Gustav, what are you doing? You see with some relief that the beastman is completely annihilated. But there are still 4 undead and the necromancer.
I'm gonna charge the guy that just shot the magic missile at the one guy's balls. That seemed pretty dangerous.
You won't be able to reach him this turn because you are essentially
Okay.
here, and he is somewhere here. So I presume that you are just running towards him, and
Yeah.
you are running towards the undead, and you are trying to strike him. Okay. Now Victor. Victor is making probably swift attack. I presume that he has swift attack. Let's see. Yep, he's raining down blows on Raf Hebert. So he gets plus 10%. Yeah, I think Raf is fucking dead. Raf tried to parry last time, and it's not his turn yet, so he can't parry now because only after his turn he can do this again. So he tried to dodge on half of his agility, and I think he passed. Interestingly enough, I need to check how much agility he has. Yeah, he passed. He passed the first blow. Sorry, he dodged the first blow, but the second sword flies, and this time it flies towards his arm, and this time he's not able to dodge it. So Victor is running 10. 6 plus his strength is 5, strike mighty blow is 1, so it's 12 total in his arm. Yeah, this will hurt a lot. So 9 go through, essentially.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this guy, like...
Wasn't he already low?
Raf? No,
No.
Raf actually didn't got a single hit yet. But Johannes, you saw that, the man Victor just unleashed this flurry of blows. Raf, to his credit, dodged a single one of them. The other few strikes simply carved his arm, and he's yelling in pain and outrage.
Or is he, because he's still silent?
Actually, that's true.
Pantomiming and outrage.
That's right. He's silently yelling in outrage, and actually up front, Johannes, you also see that this man, he really looks like a cadaver. He looks unhealthy to the extreme. He has those, sunken, sullen cheeks. He's pale, deathly pale. And he has eyes that are just, they are burning with this eerie green light, but even without it, they would look just wrong.
So he's just Steve Buscemi, got it.
Yeah.
What's up, fellow kids?
How do you do, fellow necromancers? And actually it's his turn, and he's trying to, take revenge. He's trying to strike Victor with the staff, because that's the only thing that he can do. And he hits his head. Nice. Victor will try and parry with one of his swords. He parries the blow with almost contemptuous ease. That's it. If it would connect, it would hurt. It would hurt now, Johannes. Your turn.
All right. I am going to just attack him again.
You want to make some kind of special attack? For example, you can make aimed attack plus 10%.
Okay.
Not aimed towards a specific body part, but just aimed, which would give you plus 10% and plus 10% from Victor. So plus 20
Okay,
total.
yeah. I'll do that.
Okay, so plus 20% total. You try to strike him, and
I
it
hit
goes to the head, I believe. Because it's 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a head strike. But since he got his turn, he will try and parry this with his staff. He parried your strike.
Okay.
Desperately with his staff. He knows that that this thing is really not working for him, and that was your attack. Very nice. The Slayer is not silent. He's still yelling, and he is running towards the combat. He's running towards your combat, sorry, but not charging because he's not in range yet. Marla is running behind you, Gustav. She's trying to engage one of the undead. The skeletons are once again losing arrows towards you, and this time two of them are aiming at the Slayer, and one of them is aiming at Marla, one of them is aiming at you. So, Gustav, the first aiming at you, misses completely. The other one aiming at Marla, misses completely. The two aiming at the Slayer, one misses, the other one misses. The arrows are flying everywhere. They are flying past your heads, past your silhouettes. None of them hit you. You are just charging, because that's the only thing you can really do. Close the distance, engage in close combat, hope for the best. Very well. We have new round. Lambert, you're on the tower. What are you going to do?
I'm shooting, bud.
Who?
Fucking witchy witch bitch.
Okay, remember it's minus 20%.
For what?
For shooting into close combat.
You can shoot the skeletons without any penalties.
Hold up. Is that alleviated by having the high ground?
I can give you plus 10% from the high ground. If you are shooting if you are shooting one of the skeletons, you don't have any minuses. But if you are shooting Wrath, the rules state that if you shoot into close combat, you get minus 20. But yes, you have high ground. You have very good vantage point. I will give you plus 10%.
I will take it.
Okay.
Right. Let's see here. Where are you?
You are, spinning your sling and just unleashing the missile towards the villain.
Oh no! I didn't want to do that. Why did I do that? Fuck.
I don't
Alright,
see
well,
anything.
I just deleted my sling. Fuck that. Roll 20 has a fucking shit UI.
Nice,
Alright,
nice.
fuck it. God damn it. God.
Just roll on your ballistic skill. That's
Yeah, I know.
I really like the fact that the dwarf redeemed his horrible rolls with this 30 damage roll. Yeah!
Hey, get
Thanks.
fucking whore.
Roll D10. You've struck him in the arm because it's 31 reversed.
Are you fucking kidding me?
How much?
join the club.
How much is the sling? I guess.
I have to look it up because I deleted it.
Wait, I'm going to check it very quickly.
I think it's 3.
It's free. Yeah, it's free. So 4 total. So let me quickly see. Yeah, you did one damage.
What is 11? What location is 11?
It wasn't 11. It was 13.
Oh yeah, there we go.
If it would be 11, it would be better. You did 1 damage to him. Just so you know.
That's fine. Hey guys, I helped.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing my part.
And he silently yells in pain.
Yes, actually, that's true. You, none of you saw that, of course, because the combat is too frantic for you to notice.
Just a lead ball fly out of the sky.
Yeah, a lead ball just striking the necromancer in his arm. But yeah, you did help, so that wasn't bad. Now we have Gustav. Gustav, you are in range for close combat. You are charging one of the skeletons. Yes?
I wanted to charge the guy.
You don't really have the room. Not with 2 fighters already engaged and the skeletons being so close to them.
Okay, I'll charge the skeleton then.
Alright, you charge one of the skeletons, probably the one most to your left, so like the one on the edge to your left. You have quarterstaff. You have plus 10%. Yeah, you have plus 10% from charging. Go for it. Actually, I need to check.
I'm gonna use a luck. I think this is my last luck.
You said that your last luck was last time.
Yep.
I've only used 2. I have 3.
Oh, you have 3. Oh, in that case, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. In that case,
Didn't do anything. So.
that was 69. Come on. You've jumped to the skeleton. You've struck him, but this thing, which they move in this jerky, unnatural manner, it very quickly raised the bow and parried the strike from your staff with it. It was very strange. The way that it do it so quickly. Now we have Victor. Victor just silently, yells in fury. There's pain and there's indignation from being tortured by this evil man and his evil goons, and the fact that you don't know if the Millers are still alive, but they hurt his employers, and he's obviously a faithful servant. So he just unleashes the blows on the man. Once again, he hits because plus 10% from you, Johannes. I'm actually going to double check, but yeah, he just passed like barely. He has 62 plus 10, 72. Raph will try and dodge because that's the only last thing he can do, and he failed. So D10. Okay, yeah. Sigmar's Fury passed.
Sweet.
15, 20, 21.
Blackjack.
You all saw that. Actually, no, sorry, except for you, Gustav. But Lambert, you saw that. Johannes, you saw that. Victor simply used the distraction that Lambert's missile provided, because Raph, he shuddered when he got hit, swung both of his swords, like he did this cool spin thing, and just brought them down on the man's shoulders, and removed both of his arms with each sword.
Nice.
The arms flew to the ground. The spray of blood is apocalyptic. Raph Hebert dies on his knees, screaming horribly, but no one hears
In
it.
silence.
Exactly. And when he falls down, the silence ends because the strange power that made him quiet dissipates. And the last thing that you hear from this man as he dies, the last thing is the word Wilhelm. Sorry. And then he dies. The very moment the skeletons turn into dust. They fall to the ground.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say the last thing we heard was probably a bunch of xylophones.
The very power animating them simply dissipates. The yellow, greenish yellow eerie glow in their eyes just is gone. You see that, Gustav, as you are fighting yours, and they don't just fall into a heap of bones. Their bones turn to dust, and they fall to the ground. The only thing left are the rusting old, weapons, their tattered skull caps and jerkins, the arrow quivers that are ancient. It's done. It's over. You've defeated the evil that was Raph Heber. You can now smell.
Oh, holy shit!
You can now smell. Only now you can smell the horrible stench of blood mixing with feces, both from Hebert and Grail. You can hear the heavy panting coming from each of you. You can, even though it is summer, but it's already late. It's practically dark, so it's much cooler. But you are all covered in sweat. Some of you are also covered in blood. Johannes, you feel that your entire left side, the entire left side of your head is just sticky with your own blood. Fortunately not flowing anymore, but you guess that you will need stitches. Victor mouths a few silent words, and you finally hear the last one. What you get, monster? And then he looks at you. He probably looks the worst of you. He clearly is, he was tortured, and only now he just falls to his knees, exhausted. He just, tries to prompt himself on the 2 swords that he took from the villains.
That'll do, pig.
The dwarf approaches all of you. Marla approaches you, Gustav. But when you look at her, you don't see her smiling. You see that her eyes are dead, and there's this tick in the left side of her full lips. There's blood in her hair. I mean, all of you look like from some kind of a, from some horrible Penny Dreadful or some kind of.
Not me.
Yeah, except for you, Lambert, of course. But or from some northern horror story from, told about cities like Wolfenburg and Salkauten and and other like places destroyed by the northern hordes. But you are victorious. You've won. However, Gustav, as you look at the dead form of Hebert and as you remember the 2 men in the barn, you actually ask yourself, probably, at what cost? Well, says the dwarf, and you see that he probably should be dead, given his wounds. He looks the worst of you. But the funny thing is that he doesn't seem to care. Well, that was good. I need to thank you, manlings, and you, short one. And he points his axe, one of his bloodied axes, towards the tower, for such a fine, dooming opportunity. However, I haven't found my death yet. So I bid you farewell. Maybe, Grimnir willing, our paths shall cross again. And he just leaves.
Hopefully you'll be a demon slayer by then. No.
I mean, you're not saying that, mainly because you don't know what the demon is.
No.
So mean. Why would you say that to him?
Because then it'll be better.
Well, let's hope that he won't end up like, a certain popular slayer and a certain popular poet. Yeah, so, you look at each other. There's this silence that is very long. Someone wants to break the silence?
I mean, I could eat.
We need to find the scholars.
Yeah, I mean, y'all go look around. There's a fire in the fireplace downstairs. If anybody needs to take a rest, do it in here. Get out of the cold, haunted-ass courtyard and get that blood off you. I'm just gonna go cook by the fire.
I've got some brains for you to cook.
So,
Fuck me. Alright, burnt shit it is again.
It's Cajun, it's blackened. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk towards the entrance to the tower because I know that there has to be the stallers. If they're not alive, the remains are in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wait a
I help Victor up in case he's still gingerly walking because his balls were necrotized.
Put in the vice.
Yeah, you help Victor as he gets up shakily. He says, "We need to find my employers. This bastard's plan. I will tell you about it.
Please do.
I've been held captive for several days, and I had to listen to him crowing over his victory for most of the time. He wanted to, apparently under this house, some kind of his bastard ancestor has been buried alive, probably for the same crimes that this son of a bitch committed, necromancy, and he spits on the ground. The man's name was Wilhelm. He wanted to get this estate from the Stallers to probably, I guess, resurrect them, to resurrect him or something like that. Anyway, I thank you for your help, he says. Actually, Gustav, I mean, you really want to go there first? I mean, you know, the man is, well...
No, what I want to do is treat everybody, but I know we only have like 15 minutes left, so...
I mean, no, like, Michael is gone, but we will probably carry on for another half an hour without you, Michael, that's okay, but nothing
that's fine. I mean, all I'm going to be doing is trying to treat everybody to some good food and beer that I've got in my stash here.
Yeah.
Then,
okay,
I'll be hanging out, like, trying to assist our barber surgeon in the best way possible, because I can't fucking do it myself.
Sure, no problem. Oh, by the way...
Trying to bring Marla back out.
Yeah. You're trying to bring Marla out. Yeah, you go down the stairs, and Gustav, you are probably approaching Victor. I presume that Victor and Johannes, you're trying to stitch them up a bit. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
You can just feel stitches, like they're gonna have a scar probably. So.
All the while, and when Lambert, you come outside and you approach Marla, you hear what Victor is saying. Raf Hebert made a number of inappropriate advances to young Eva. Johann rejected Raf, not just because Eva hated him, but also because she is betrothed to another, a foreigner from Kislev, and he says that with a rather big distaste, you see.
Yeah.
Raf didn't take the rejection too well. He spread rumors that the Stallers were involved in and he says a word that makes all of your skin crawl, in a chaos cult. Later, the Stallers' dockside warehouse burned down, and Raf and his men, and he nods his head as Gustav is patching him up, came to the house. I've been held captive for almost 10 days, tortured by those animals. Yeah. Well, my guess, if my employers are still alive, they are probably in the cellar. We should maybe try and get them out. And with that.
Yes.
And with that, I presume, you go into the house, you go down, you find the cellar, and you rescue both Johann and Eva Stallers. They've been held there, tied and gagged, both of them malnourished and slightly dehydrated, even though there are... You've seen that there were some, plates and bowls with stale food, like... in front of them. They were probably fed and they were given water sporadically. Both of them, of course, they weren't able to relieve themselves normally, so they are incredibly dirty and soiled. Eva, even though she looks like a captive, like she's been captive for at least 10 days, like Victor. You see that she's a very beautiful young woman. Clearly, Stig Radovich has a good taste. And when you freed them both, Johann, of course, except for saying that, telling you that he's incredibly grateful, he essentially said what Victor said, that Raf was monologuing to him all along, as he will unearth his great grandfather Wilhelm Hebert, a powerful necromancer, that he will attain unimaginable power. Apparently, Wilhelm's tomb is somewhere under the mansion, and Johann told you that he will contact the authorities to excavate this place because, he doesn't want any trouble, and he's afraid that maybe, given that Hebert was a necromancer, perhaps his great-grandfather is not dead after all.
Right.
He of course also told you that he actually rewarded you, and by you I mean your group, not Victor, though he, of course, was very grateful to see him and he, hugged his servant. Even though you've heard a few times Victor saying, "I'm not sure which is worse, necromancers or bloody foreigners," as he looks at Eva, given that she's supposed to marry Stig. Your party were given 2 gifts, and it's of course up to you to distribute them amongst yourselves. So, you've been given family heirlooms, which Johan drawn from a locked chest in the master bedroom. A best craftsmanship dagger, which only weighs 9 encumbrance and gives you +5 weapon skill when used in combat. It's a beautiful piece. It's what's the word? Embossed?
Embossed.
Embossed.
Or engraved.
Yeah, engraved with this hunting motifs of stags, wolves, bears. Beautiful thing.
Nice.
And a good craftsmanship sleeved mail. 2 AP, weighs only 72 encumbrance, covers body and arms. It's only suitable for human-sized characters. It's not as ornamental as the dagger, but all of you, even though none of you are, combat-oriented characters, you see that, well, it's also a very fine piece of craftsmanship. So that's that. And
you want to take those, Johan?
Come again?
I was asking Johan if he wants to take those, or like who's putting them in their inventory.
Well, yeah, I could sure use the armor after being shot in the, it doesn't cover my face, but after being shot in the face. I don't know. Marla, do you want this dagger?
No, I'm fine with mine, says Marla in this very cold, almost dead-like tone as she's looking. You see that ever since the combat ended, and it's been a few hours. By the way, Johan and Eva ask you to stay for the night in their estate, of course. But you all seen that Marla, well, not only is she not talking, which is unusual for her, not smiling, which is also unusual for her, she's almost constantly looking at her unsheathed dagger. She says, I think I'm fine with that one. Thank you. Victor approaches you, Gustav, and he says, quietly to your ear, give her some time. She never took a lifesman before. It's not easy. I remember my first time. I couldn't sleep for a week. Give her some time.
I feel great after doing that guy.
Sorry, what?
Try not to make a big thing out of it.
Mm-hmm. What was that, Johannes?
I said, I feel great after smashing that guy's brains out.
I know, because you never exited your first character, really. the witch hunter. Wannabe witch hunter.
That's just me. Lambert, do you want the knife? Because I don't want to be taking everything from everybody.
I mean, like, the most I've ever handled with a knife has been cutting carrots and, like, rabbits and shit, man. Like, I ain't gonna stab any. I like, side-eye to Marla and was like, no, I'm okay. Alright, I'm alright.
How much time do you have left, Michael? Just very quickly.
I got like 6 minutes, so I gotta go check the grill and take them out and put them in the burrow.
Perfectly. So we'll do one last thing before we end the adventure. And even if you won't be here for the XP, then we'll tell you next time. Actually, Victor, after discussing with Johan, he approached all of you when you were, maybe 2 hours after the whole thing ended, after the combat ended, and the bodies were dragged to the barn, and says, I've talked to my master, and after what this bastard Herbert said about his about his ancestor, we think that it's too dangerous not to check the cellar right now. We don't know if he wasn't able to do something that might put all of us in danger. I will go there myself right now. If any of you want to follow me, you are free. If not, I understand.
Just let me put on this mail and grab this dagger, and then I'm good to go.
he looks at the rest of you, especially. By the way, when he said that, Marla just quietly stood up from the chair in which she was sitting and, walked right next to him. Gustav? Lambert?
What's up?
Victor says that he's going to the cellar to look for the Hebert's ancestor.
No, I'm going to... We're at their estate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to take my time to cook something nice for Marla, and see to whoever is too wounded to go with them.
Sure. So you're probably also cooking something for the Stallers, because they've been,
Yeah, something for the whole party.
Yeah. That said, Staller said that he'll send, some kind of message to the city to Aldorf in the morning, not now. But of course, when you are proposing, offering, the food to them, to him and his daughter, he is of course very grateful. Oh, by the way, I don't need to tell you that Gustav patched up everyone, and that you've all probably took, long, warm baths. There's of course soap here. So you are all patched up. You can, the next adventure will be probably in a few weeks game time, so you can remove all of your wounds. You are all fully healed for simplicity's sake, let's say.
Yeah.
That said, you are of course bandaged and stitched up, and some of your resources were used for that, Gustav. And then, all except Lambert, you are going down with Victor to the cellar. Most of her stuff...
Can I do a couple things before I bounce?
Yeah, sure.
Let's handle my XP real quick.
Okay, so for first of all, for today's game, for the game itself, 60 XP.
All right.
100 XP for the finishing of the scenario.
All right.
10, 30, 25, 10, 30, additional 25 XP for the adventure. I can't tell you for what, but here we go. And by the way, this goes to all of you, so please note that this goes to all of you. And Michael, for you...
You did 25 or 25?
25.
25.
Okay.
Michael.
So 60, 100, and 25.
Yeah. Michael, you, for your character, 10 XP. For your religion, today probably wasn't possible to really RP a religion, so I guess nothing.
I was gonna mention the star sign.
Actually, sorry, no. For religion, your religion is based around cooking, yes. So 10 points for this because you
hid in a cupboard too.
Yeah, you hid in a cupboard too. So 10 points for your religion. Your star sign?
My star sign is Wyman the Anchorite, which is about caution and forbearance.
10 points.
Patience.
10 points.
Because
yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna sneak around this bitch.
Yeah, that was very good. Excellent. 10 points for you, without any doubt. Your dooming?
I had that. 1 sec. Hold up. Man, my computer really doesn't like going through Bing. Well, shit. Is it just not going to? Oh, there we go. Thou shalt feed the barren soil with thy blood.
Well, you didn't. You were the only one not hurt.
Yeah, I didn't get bled at all.
Yeah. So nothing, sadly, because you didn't bleed. But I think you mentioned something about your home place. Yes, your place of birth, the moot. Or not?
Yeah, in the moot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give you 5 points for that, and 5 points for a very, as usual, excellent halfling portrayal. And
right.
that's it.
I will handle this next session, but I've got enough that I'm going to exit my career. And because of the decisions I've made and the poor choices I've made, I am probably not a politician. But I tell you what, I definitely am a fucking charlatan.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Charlatan
Very
fits very
fitting.
well. Yeah. So quickly before you go, Michael, is the 8th or 15th okay for you? And by the way, for the rest of you as well.
Yeah.
So that will be nice. First. The 8th, we're going to I think we're going to a pumpkin patch. No. I could probably do the 8th. I think we're going to the pumpkin patch on the 7th with my son.
Okay.
I think that works for me.
Sean?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I could do the 8th.
Okay,
yeah.
so let's stick to the 8th for now. If anything comes up, please let me know. So, Michael, I'm not keeping you any longer. Thank you for excellent game, man, as usual. Take care.
I will make the session notes for the previous session and this session, and I'll post them up.
Sure, awesome. Yeah, the notes are important because you've just made a lot of probably very potentially important contacts with the Stallers and Victor and other people. Just so you know. Okay,
All
so
right.
later.
Later, boys.
Now,
Later.
the rest of you. You are descending to the cellar. Most of her Staller's cellar is taken up with wine racks, old traveling chests, and packing crates. But within an hour, long into the night by this time, but for some reason you're all not very tired, enough flotsam can be moved to examine the walls. And as soon as you are able to pass a beam of lantern light around the cellar, it becomes obvious that the most northerly wall was a later addition to the building. The wall was clearly not constructed by skilled tradesmen. The bricks are uneven and the mortar has almost turned to dust. You and Victor dislodge a brick. And after that, it is a simple matter to remove enough bricks to shine a lantern through the hole. The cell beyond is a mere 6 foot by 6 foot square and contains only a crumpled skeleton lying next to a small iron candlestick. It appears that whoever this man was, his jailers gave the man only candle to see out his life. Around the neck of the skeleton hangs a stylized brass raven on a delicate metal chain, the symbol of Mor, god of death. You guess, even now, even though it's old, you see that the icon is very well made and probably it could be worth something. You enter the cell?
Yeah.
I say we should probably leave this where it is and contact the priests of Mor.
But there is...
That's probably...
but Victor says, but there is something written on the wall here.
Okay.
And I think it's in Reichspiel, not in some whatever cursed language. I can't risk it. I want to know if my employers are not in any more danger, he says. You can stay outside if you want.
No, I'll come in. I'm just suggesting that we don't take the charm off of the skeleton.
No, we don't touch anything we don't need to. But we need to find the truth. This rough bastard was searching probably for this man here, and he not towards the skeleton. I want to know why, and
yeah.
He said that his ancestor was powerful, but if he was powerful, then he wouldn't end in a place like that. He was, I think, and he looks at all of you, I think he was buried here alive.
Yep.
As you enter the cell, in the light of the candles and torches that you are holding, you see what Victor told you, that there's something scratched upon the far wall. In fact, the entire wall is covered with purposefully scratched characters. Judging from the condition of the candlestick, it is clear that this is the tool the prisoner used to write this epitaph. The first few sentences are transcripts of Mor's word, the prayer read before dying and dead. Thereafter, the tone and content changes. Should my body be discovered in the months or years to come, I would have my family know the truth. I do not fear death, for how can a humble priest of Mor fear that which must be? My regret is the shame that my passing will live for my kin. As a priest of Mor, my duty is to the dead, the dying and the bereaved. That is why I was so often seen at the cemetery. All right-thinking folk know this to be true. However, it was my affinity with that place that caused my undoing. One chill, Kaldezeit night, I stumbled upon unholy activity. I looked on, struck silent by fear, as first one, then another body dragged itself from a freshly dug grave. But the dead did not walk abroad unbidden. The hand of another guided their actions. I clearly saw Baron Asmund reading from a dark tome and cackling gleefully as the bodies left Mor's embrace and returned to unlife. I fled the scene, but must have been spotted by one or more Asmund's lackeys. I went at once to the house of Justice Volker, who listened to my story and gave me sanctuary for the night. The following day, constables of the watch came to Volker's house and I was arrested. 1 month later, after Asmund had paraded a succession of witnesses, and this is in quotes, before the city's magistrates, it was not he that was convicted of grave robbing and necromancy. Let it be known that the good name of Hebert is not sullied with dark chaos-tainted magic. You all read that, and you can almost feel the irony. Just like the Stallers, Wilhelm Hebert was an innocent man condemned by false accusation. His dying wish was that his family name be cleared. Of course, his own great-grandson embarked upon that very road which Wilhelm himself was wrongly accused of. Victor Miller says in a cold, almost dead voice, I know the name Asmund. I think that, although my master will probably know more, that this Baron's family still holds a position of power in the political scene of Aldorf. They own substantial holdings within the city and without. He looks at you. Let's get out of here. Let's not touch this corpse. Tomorrow we'll bring priest of Mor to maybe help this man's poor soul to finally rest. As for you, my friends, and he looks at all of you harshly, be careful when you return to the city. Be careful who will you speak to about what happened here. As I've said before, Asmund is still a name that means a lot in Reichland. And who knows, maybe this Baron is long dead. But who knows if his descendants are not up to the same vile practices as he was. And with that, he leads you out and you go up the stairs. You spend the night in a very comfortable, albeit slightly dusty beds. After, of course, eating a delicious meal prepared by Lambert. First thing in the morning, after, of course, eating an equally delicious breakfast prepared by Lambert, Johann, after once again, of course, thanking you for everything that you've done, and Eva, she's telling you the same thing. They are essentially telling you that, that now Eva and Radovich will marry. You've been rewarded. The Stallers told you that today they will send messengers to the city to not only their city estate and probably to notify their servant that you've met, but also, or rather most importantly, to notify the Church of Sigmar, the Church of Mor. You know that the Templars and the authorities will come here and probably, ask a lot of questions, turn the place inside out,
inside out.
Inside out, stuff like that. And the Stallers tell you that you probably should be gone by then. They will tell the authorities that a bunch of adventurers help them. Of course, they offer you to stay and speak with them if you want. But given the fact that in the Empire, sometimes it's best not to attract too much attention from the elements of the law, you can just disappear. So, you want to stay or you want to leave?
I don't want to deal with the Sigmar.
Yeah, I think although I wouldn't mind dealing with the Sigmarites, I understand that Gustav and Lambert aren't really comfortable
Yeah.
And are at times a liability.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, yeah, well, I would just say that hopefully we'll be able to visit you and when you come back to Altdorf to the Stallers.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps and we will let Stig know that you were okay, Ava.
I thank you once again for all that you've done, Sis Eva, and I can't wait to meet with my beloved friend Hanna, and I will tell her about your valor and your bravery. Remember, says Johan, if you ever need anything, if you have any problems, monetary as well, do not hesitate to visit us and ask us for help.
Oh, I do need a townhouse, a warehouse, and 1,000 rounds.
Yeah, we want to start our own mercenary company,
No, just looking at my trappings that I need.
You are always welcome here, and you are always welcome in our Altdorf estate. I mean it, and you see that he really does mean it.
Yes, thank you very much, Herr Staller.
Thank you.
We hope to see you again in happier times.
Well, there's still a lot of rebuilding to be done. My warehouse has been burned down, but we will recover. We still have large amounts of property and money. You really did a lot of good with this deed of yours. Once again, thank you all, he says. Oh, and make sure that the future husband of my wife also pays you handsomely for what you did. If not, he says, with this frown on his face, let me know. I'll make this boy cough up some gold.
You don't have to worry about that. He'll be most happily surprised and relieved to know that you two are okay.
Well, all is well that ends well, he says. Victor,
Yeah.
Make sure that our friends hit the road without any problems. Of course, Master, says Victor, and he gets up and walks all of you to the exit of the house. You know that the bodies of Raph and his two goons and the beastmen have been hidden under a large, piece of tarpaulin behind the barn. The skeletons, only weapons were really left of them, and they were also put into a small cart. My question is, does any of you want to ask Victor if you can take any of Raph's stuff? He had a really nice quarterstaff, and he had a really nice sword. He also had those, pouches at his hip, which probably held some interesting things.
Yeah, can we examine it? Like this trapping?
I personally will refrain because I don't want anything to do with anything from a necromancer, but have at it.
If you want, you will need to pass what's the word? Fellowship test, opposed. Because Victor is saying essentially what Johannes is saying, that you don't know if it's not tainted. So
I'll use the edge of my staff. I'm
gonna poke it with a stick.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the food that Lambert prepared wasn't very good. Unfortunately. No, he sadly and firmly said that for your own good, no. Best that the authorities, the proper authorities, will take a look at it. You don't want, and he says, from experience I know that the practitioners of evil magics, they can kill even after they're dead. Be careful, lad, he says. And even Marla says that we don't need to look through the things of this fucking dead asshole. Let's just get out of here. I want to return to the city, please.
Yeah.
Gustav, you're okay with that, or are you trying to?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are good points.
You are exiting the premises of the Staller's country house. As you take one last look behind you, see that Victor is, waving at you. His form still bandaged. He also ditched the two swords that he took from the thugs, and now he has his own sword at his hip. A rather nice piece. You hit the road, and in a few hours, because of course the man who brought you here was long gone because you never returned the guy with the cart.
Yeah.
So in like 4 hours, I believe, you return to Aldorf. You enter through the gate after, of course, paying the fee. Everyone pays 5 pennies per person.
Okay.
You give the money to the guards. Also, sorry, all of you can add good quality clothing, because you were given good quality clothing by the Stallers, because yours were, you still have your old clothes, but they are covered in grime and blood. So you all walk back to Aldorf looking very snazzy, I would say. So please add good quality clothing to your characters. And you eventually meet with Stig, I presume, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me get back to him.
Very well. You meet Stig. Where did you meet him? He was in a tavern somewhere. That was...
Yeah, I forget what the location was, but he had a place he was staying, and that wasn't the Four Seasons or whatever.
No. Yeah. Come again, Bran?
It was a boarding house, I thought.
No, I think that was the Cooked Goose.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the Cooked Goose, and when you return to him, he was already given a note that the Stallers are safe, probably by some very fast messenger. And so when you enter the inn, you see that he is already at the bottom floor. All of his belongings, right at his side. He is making sure that the suitcases and and all the bags are properly locked. Sorry, the cases and bags are properly locked, and yeah, this he looks like he's very ecstatic, but also like very perhaps afraid and unsure of what will happen next, and yeah, he sees you and he's like, "Oh, my friends, welcome back, welcome, thank you very much, you've..." And he just hugs each one of you very strongly for your help. Yes, you did me great service. Yes. And he's just ecstatic. So you're saying anything?
So yes, well, we promised we'd help you, and we have delivered.
Oh yes. So I should probably pay you now, yes? And he says.
Yeah, yes.
Very well, and he looks kind of sheepish when he says that. But actually, can you remember for how much did you the sum that you agreed?
No. Let me look at the when did we start this? Did we? That's weird. Okay.
We got something up front.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember. Wow. For some reason, the stuff is showing up as black text on black.
Nice.
So,
See if you can highlight it.
Yeah, well, that is what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, fat boy dick nose. No, that's the
Fart boy dick nose.
or
That's
fart
for-
boy dick noise.
Fart boy dick, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, I'm going too far back. Okay. Okay, that's so the 30th is too far. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, he's staying at the Cooked Goose. I see that. Okay, so I finally... Wow, Jesus Christ. I don't understand why everything is black on black, but I'll figure that out.
My notes have been doing that.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That's
I
strange.
copied and pasted, but yeah.
Okay, well, now I've got them all highlighted. So, something about shillings, discuss... Okay, so let's see. So... Ragovich... okay. Okay, there's talk of money, but it's not about how much he'll pay us. Yeah, it looks like, at least in this one, maybe I'll go back one more, but I feel like that was the one where we actually...
Discussed it.
Yeah. And it's not in there.
I feel like we were given 10 each, like, up front.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Now it's showing up correctly. Weird. All right, well, whatever. I just I think I'd have to go back and listen to it because I really don't. I know that he gave us money up front, but I don't remember. I honestly don't. I have no recollection of how much money he said he was going to give us.
Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry. I have it.
Okay.
One more thing I forgot about that. Each of you add 20 crowns each from Johan.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, the starters paid you, each of you, so including Marla and Lambert, 20 gold crowns.
Woo. Nice.
We got something to work with, merchant.
I was gonna say I'm rolling in dough, man.
We should get those heirlooms appraised.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at the auction house since we've already been there.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to go back there again.
Well, you know. Yeah. So that's that. You've sorry. So when Stick says, all right. Yes, I should pay you now. Is 10 crowns per person all right?
Fantastic.
He, of course, he doesn't have the sum in his hip purse.
Okay.
He opens one of the cases, and very conspiratorial opens a smaller case inside the case and just produces the gold crowns. Hands each of you 10 gold carls, which is of course the gold crown of the empire because of the car fronts on one of the sides. So I'm very sorry, but now I need very quickly to go to Stales and see my beautiful Eva, make sure that the wedding will go without any problems, and to start making lots of babies, So I bid you farewell, and may Ursun guide you, my friends. May we meet again under hopefully better circumstances than, well, I mean, those circumstances are pretty good. I mean, you found my betrothed and her father, so I thank you very much. And he just blabs, blah, 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 but then he just leaves. When he leaves, Mar looks behind. Mar looks after him, and she says, "I hate foreigners." Well, at least he paid well. At least he paid well.
Yes.
Careful now.
Oh,
Not from the Empire,
oh, don't be a child. she says. You know what I mean.
I mean, real foreigners.
So, she looks at all of you. What next? We did it.
Well, I think we've earned a well-deserved rest, and we need to prepare for our next money-making endeavor.
And with that,
Right.
I presume...
Right, Gustav?
Gustav is quiet. Gustav?
So shout out sup from the cup of corruption. No, just never mind. I'm just joking. I'm just
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
trying to get that doom in.
And with that, you leave the cooked goose, and you hit the town of Aldorf once more. Search for new adventures. And new adventures you shall receive, because a week passed. Actually, sorry, a few days passed. No, not a week. A few days passed. Let's say 3 days passed. Before Lambert contacted all of you. And, you are, of course, sitting in your usual resting place. That is naturally the Shepherd's Wand, in the near the street of 1,000 taverns or 100 taverns or whatever you want to call it. It's all fine. When you were actually you've just finished your meal, one of your meals, and the halfling once again told you that his uncle is organizing another of his underground fights soon, and he would like for you to help, and of course for money. He asks if you are up to it. It's like 3 days after the whole thing with the Stallers ended.
Yep. I'm ready. How about you?
Your coin.
Sorry, Brian, come again?
I said that sounds like easier coin.
Yeah, it really sounds like that. I mean, I don't need to tell you that for the last 3 nights, all of you had really unpleasant dreams. Dreams about dead men walking, about the deathly pale, horrible face of Ralph Hebert with empty, bloody pits for eyes, of skeletal hands clutching at your throats in the darkness. You all slept not too well, and you all look slightly haggard, underslept and tired, including Lambert, of course. And yeah, well, you could probably use some more coin, even though I think right now you are having like really good situation monetarily speaking.
Yeah.
So one last question: how much time do we have left before you guys need to leave?
I'm good till we finish.
Johannes?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, so like few minutes left. I just need to hit the bathroom real quick.
Okay, yeah, me too. I'll do that, and I'll come right back. Yeah, it might be,
We're gonna get robbed.
yeah, gonna get robbed. Alright.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep. Hey.
Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I just checked. I think Radovich promised a sum of total of 100 crowns to each of you,
Oh, whoa.
but unfortunately, when it came to it, he only managed to give you all a total of 25 crowns.
Oh, okay.
So, an extra 5.
Yeah,
Like-
he told you, and he told you, well, the trip to here from Kislev, yes, it took a lot of money, but I will write to my father, he will send the rest soon. And you, of course, all know what this means.
I will gladly pay you Tuesday.
For a hamburger today, of course.
Yeah.
The next time we see her staller, we might mention this.
Well, I would say, hey, Stig, just you'll help me out. You'll help us out when we need to do some business. All right.
Of course. I'm a real business shark. You know what the shark is? It's like a big fish. It swims near Erengrad. It has a lot of teeth. If you need any help with business, you can hit me up. I will be glad to help.
Sounds good.
I should say that it used to swim near Erengrad because Erengrad is no more after the war. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I mean that was then. You've been given 25 crowns, so 5 more than before. So I don't know if you want to make the chest thing, like the war chest, like before.
No, we've been doing everything.
Yeah. I mean, you've been like I said. I think that all of you really like have a lot of money right now. So after Lambert, visited you and told you about that his uncle wants to see you because he organized another fight today. He wants you to, like before, to be there to check on his fighters because Gustav and Johannes, you are. I believe that you have medical knowledge, especially Gustav, but I think Johannes, you as well, right?
I just have the apothecary stuff, so I'm just making aspirin and tiger balm for these guys.
Tramadol and opioids, yeah.
Yes,
And,
laudanum for everyone.
Yeah, and so you visit Dankmar's shop, and you stay there, for the next few hours. Dankmar, of course, is very happy to see you. He greets you almost like your own, you're his own family. I don't need to tell you that he also offers you a lot of some really good money, good food, and also money because he tells you that depending on how well his fighters will fare today, in a fight which takes place nearby in an old warehouse near the docks, you will be given a percent, of course. And so after another lunch, it was Lambert met you very early, right after you finished breakfast. So after lunch, which was delicious, it was much better than anything that you ever ate in Shepherd's Want. You go to the warehouse, and the warehouse really reminds you of the time that you made your first gig in Altdorf. Back in the time of Karsten Leibniz and the One-Eyed Miller, the tavern with underground fights.
Yes.
And you were doing jobs with Creepio.
Yeah, with Creepio. Remember that you also still know Leibniz. He has underground connections which you can also use. I would honestly like for this Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay run of ours right now to really concentrate more on social, political stuff, contacts, stuff like that, rather than fighting. I think it's really interesting and much more interesting than just swinging swords, not singing. But a
Yes.
good fight here and then. I mean, today's fight was very good. I think it was very cool, very cinematic. But you know what I mean.
He's a nail biter.
Yeah. Anyway, you of course also Dankmar when he saw you in your fancy clothes. I assume you are wearing your better clothes given to you by the Stallers. He was like, "Whoa!"
For now.
For now, he was like, "Whoa! I see that you are going places." In the warehouse, there are already a lot of fighters present, and there are areas made for like every fighter and his team, and the fighter that Dankmar is like. What's the word? Not deploying, but sending out today.
Backing.
What?
Oh, sponsor. Well,
So,
I
yeah.
say backing. But
Backing today is named Witold Steinhäuser. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Okay.
He's actually, funnily enough, he's half Kislevite himself because Witold is. It's actually a Polish-Lithuanian name, so I'm going with a headcanon that he's half Kislevite. He's a large man, barely, of course, heavily tattooed. And Gustav and Johannes, if you have medicine, then please roll. Because you see that Witold is not feeling very well, obviously. By the way, Dankmar, of course,
I
is
have
with you.
heal. Is medicine a skill?
You can use
Yeah.
heal if you want. Or
Okay.
you can just roll intelligence, basic intelligence, because I think you would know that. Johannes, you can roll as well. Maybe -5 for you
Okay.
because you're not real medic per se.
Nope.
But Gustav passed.
rolled well.
Gustav, you see that this man is... he's certainly unwell, and he looks like he's under the influence of something.
Is there something I would watch, like his eyes, I guess?
Yeah, his eyes
I'm, like, paying
are...
attention
his
to that.
pupils are dilated. And he's very red on his face. You've actually... This isn't the first time that you've met this man, because remember, you did, like, I think 1 or 2 jobs for Dankmar as support for the underground fights of his before, and you've met him once. Witold. You've met Witold once. He was fighting for Lambert's uncle, but back then he was acting normally. He was also a pretty good fighter, not terrific. He didn't won the whole tournament, but he was good enough. But now he's sitting on a crate. He's half naked. By the way, it's really hot outside, but that's not the why. But you don't think that's why he's half naked. He just pants heavily, and he looks around him with this slightly manic eyes, like he's seeing things.
Do you have any idea what would cause this? Like, what?
You've rolled 6, so yeah, I would say that you certainly know. It's almost certainly some kind of a drug.
Okay. And he's somebody's fighter, this guy. He's not just on his own time.
He's Dankmar's fighter.
He's Dankmar's fighter.
Well, I'm gonna tell Dankmar.
Dankmar is right next to you.
I'm gonna wait until we're away from the guy. I don't wanna.
You're approaching Dankmar, and he looks at you and he asks, "Well, is everything all right with my prized fighter? Is he ready for this evening's big fight?"
I think he's been using something.
What? What are you saying, boy? Sorry for the fake Southern accent. What are you saying, boy? No, it's just horrible. I'm not going to do this again.
Even better.
Yeah, I know, like from a parody. Like you see that he looks at you, like he's very surprised.
I think he's taken something recently. I don't know what kind of fighting condition he's going to be in.
Roll perception.
Okay.
By the way, Johannes, are you also with Gustav?
Yeah, I figured I'd be trailing him around. That's how it works.
How much? Yeah, you can also roll perception. Yeah, you're standing. Both of you are standing right next to Dankmar. How much successes do you have, Gustav? Ooh.
I rolled a 23. My intelligence is 43. So I passed by 20.
Well, all right. Yeah, you don't. You rolled. He says, "Well, I don't know. You think that he took something before the fight? I always pride myself, never to suggest to my fighters to give themselves any illegal boosts, so to speak."
I'm not sure if whatever he took is a boost or if it's gonna hurt him in the fight.
Do you think that it could hurt him, or maybe it would give him an edge? He says.
I'm not even sure what he took.
Well,
and all highs have their lows.
Well, he says maybe it's nothing.
Depending when he took whatever, it could wear off, and he can crash before the fight.
Well, maybe it's nothing. Johannes, you want to say something? I think yes.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say I don't see how the state of how he looks right now. It doesn't look to me like it's performance enhancing.
Well, I've put a lot of money on this fight today, so hopefully it will wear off a bit. Maybe just watch him, make sure that he won't take anything else. Give him some water, maybe.
Large serving of meat pie, perhaps.
No food, not before fight. No, it's not a good idea. If you get hit in the stomach, he might, it could be messy. Just make sure that he's hydrated. I'll need to speak with a few people outside. You watch my boy, he says. And with that, he leaves. And you are left alone with Lambert, of course. And Marla. Oh, by the way, sorry, I also should roll for Marla and for Lambert as well. Ooh. Marla actually rolled exceptionally well. Because that's 2. When Dankmar left, she looked at both of you and she says very quietly, "He's hiding something." Again, with this rather like she's not as soulless as she was for like the first day after you finished the job in the Stallers estate, but definitely she lost a lot of her like inner radiance and humor ever since this happened. She's much more serious right now. He's hiding something. And you see that she's squinting her eyes, looking after Dankmar leaving the warehouse. What are you saying, says Lambert, that my uncle is lying? I didn't say that he's lying, I said that he's hiding something. That's a difference. Well, sometimes that's a difference. She looks at you, at you, Gustav, and at you, Johannes.
Well, maybe we should ask Vitold what he's had to eat and drink today.
Obviously, all the good things, says Lambert. I mean, my uncle takes personal care of his fighters. He feeds them himself. Well, with the food made in his shop by his family, by my family. So they are eating probably very, very well, much better than all of the other fighters here, he says.
Well, maybe we should have a look around the kitchen and see if there's anything in there that...
Hey, Johannes, are you suggesting that my uncle is drugging the man? Is that what you're saying?
I'm suggesting maybe he's allergic to one of the ingredients.
What? What's that word? What does that... Are you using made-up words again?
Yes. Have you ever seen someone eat some berries and then their lips swell up?
No, because that's not something that ever happens. If you eat berries, you feel good. What are you talking about? What is this nonsense?
Okay, have you ever eaten anything and it made you shit your pants?
Yeah, when it was old and spoiled, of course.
Well, so maybe there's something.
But
that's
so
not-
wait.
No,
You're
no,
suggesting
no,
that
I'm not
my
saying it's
uncle.
spoiled. No.
Yeah, you better. He says. I'm trying
saying
to
maybe there-
RP this like Michael would do.
Yeah,
Probably.
no, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
I say no. I mean, maybe his human constitution can't handle one of the ingredients that halflings eat every day. So maybe if we look at it and we see that maybe there's something in there that humans can't digest properly.
You also know that by this point, the fighters, at least the fighter sponsored by Lambert's uncle, would not be eating anything, would not have any food because fighters should not eat anything right before a fight. That's a very dangerous thing. So there wouldn't probably be any like leftovers here anyway. He probably ate whatever he was supposed to like 2 hours ago, maybe even 3. So that's it. Look, man, says Lambert, I know what you're playing. You're suggesting some strange things, and Marla, with all due respect, I know that what happened at the Stallers estate, and he says this quietly, affected all of us, and you maybe the most. But really, accusations that my uncle is dying are seriously fucked up. The kid probably drank a lot last night. Maybe, he went to town with a girl that he wasn't supposed to. Like, no offense, Marla, but you know that not all of you are... there are, illnesses down there. She just rolls his eyes when he says that. Maybe now he's...
Johannes, I think you and I should approach him as medical professionals and get an honest answer out of him.
Just be careful when you be interrogating him, says Marla. He looks like he's almost half feral. We'll wait here for you with Lambert, she says. We don't want the kid to have the impression. And by the way, the kid, because he looks like he's 17 years old, max. We don't want the kid to have an impression that we're ganging up on him.
Okay, so it's just going to be me and
Johannes. Yeah. You're approaching Witold. He's still sitting on the crate. He takes a large swig from a leather canteen, and a large swig of water, and then he pours some water onto his really red forehead. Like his entire head looks like a tomato at this point. When you approach him, he looks at you and he nods, and he's like, "Oh, Gustav, Johannes, nice to see you. I'm ready for my fight, huh?"
You're asked that we give you a thorough exam.
Why?
Before the fight tonight.
He puts on the rubber glove.
Better rectum, asshole. He's like, why is that? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong, man. I'm feeling all powerful. Like my blood is on fire. It's like totally radical.
I'm gonna whisper to him, and you're also your boss's investment, and we need to make sure you're in fighting condition.
Well, what do you mean? Like, do I not look like I'm in fighting condition? What do you want to say, eh? What do you want to say? And he's like, he stands up very quickly and very agile, like.
I want to put my hands up and back away, look down. Now.
Not in fighting condition, huh? Look at those pecs. And he bends his arm so that his muscles are... his muscles are very impressive. He's a powerful built man. Look at them, and he smacks his right bicep. And he kisses his right bicep. Mwah!
What are you gonna do, brother?
You see those gains?
We ate when we came here, right?
What? Sorry?
We ate when we came here, right?
Yeah, you ate at Dankmar's house, and you feel very very good. You don't feel strange at all. If you ask about that.
If I still have a cup with me, I want to pour it out and ask if I could listen to the guy's breathing.
Roll fellowship if you want to do examination on him. Minus 5%.
I also just had a thought.
Yeah,
Sweet.
What was that, Johannes?
I was wondering if I could roll against Trade Apothecary to think upon what sort of ingredients might cause these symptoms in a person.
Oh, sure, but minus 10, I would say.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
You can reroll that if you want, if you have luck.
Yeah, sure. I'll use it. I'll reroll it. Hopefully, I won't.
No,
Even better.
sadly enough.
All right.
It's hard for you because you would need some kind of what's the word, of a sample.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, as funny and as disgusting as that might sound, a sample of his stool, for example, or of his urine, or maybe of even, well, I mean, not of his blood really, not in those times, or maybe if you would be a very good alchemist with a very good laboratory, with a microscope, then
I have a cup, so we can give him a little drug test.
Just piss into this.
Short-arm infection.
Johannes, you would need to ask him to essentially give you something, if you know what I mean. But you also know that in the Empire in those times, asking people to do something like that is a major no-no. Most people are very superstitious, and he could react very badly to this.
You're trying to steal my soul through my piss.
Yeah. Do you think that, like, Sigmar, like, ever shot in a cup? Huh? He never.
Yeah.
But Gustav, you ask him if you can listen to his breathing, to his heart through the cup. He initially he's like, well, what the fuck do you want to do that? But then then you essentially convince him using your very calm, very soothing words, and he's like, whatever, man. You can try. And I don't know why he sounds like a guy from 90s, but whatever.
You sound like you come from a
Encino man.
Like he comes from where, Bran? Sorry.
Like you must come up from a long line of warriors to be able to have this lung capacity. Just bullshit flattering.
Yeah, and this works. He's actually like, yeah. I mean, okay, yeah, you can listen. You can listen. Sure thing, man. Sure thing. And you approach him, you take the cup, and you listen to him, and you are terrified because his heart beats so fast that it's almost like and he is hyperventilating. If you wouldn't know any better, you think that this man is dying right now. And he's like,
I'm gonna ask what he's eaten today.
Oh man, I ate all the good stuff for the gains, and he once again, flexes his muscles. Uncle Dankmar, like, he gave me this excellent stew first, gave me the drink, gave me the cocktail, like, the mix for the fight, eh? And I just like the same thing, like which I had, last 2 times, I don't know, man. I think it's the weather. It's like the sun. It's very hot. It's like too hot for me. Am I the only one that's hot right now, except for your chick right there? And he points at Marla. yeah, she's a fine piece of ass. Whew.
Why don't you have a seat and we'll get you cooled down before this fight? I'm gonna get some water to pour over him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go see if I can get some mix. Find out where the mix is.
Oh man,
yeah,
mix?
Go ask.
You won't find you won't find the mix here, man. The mix is, it's not here, man. Yeah, some water would be nice. some water would be nice. Yeah.
Where is the mix?
I don't fucking know where's the mix, man. Like the mix is you know, we the fighters, we always eat at Uncle Dankmar's shop, you know, right before the fight. He treats us like we're family, you know, family.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
I'm gonna get some water because I'm actually concerned about his health.
you you go fetch some water for him, and of course, you know, there's a well nearby behind the warehouse. The warehouse, as I've said before, the underground fights are not exactly illegal in Aldorf, but they're also rather frowned upon by the authorities after the Storm of Chaos, because, you know, all of the able-bodied men are still needed. So if, for example, a lot of those able-bodied men are crippled or not fit to fight, another eventual incursion, that would be bad. So, you know, so you go to the secluded well, and you are followed by Marla, and you, Hannes, you know, you stayed inside. Gustav, when you bring up the what's the word? The bucket. Thank you.
Pail, I guess, the bucket,
yeah, the bucket full of water. You know, Marla approaches you and she says, "Gustav, I've seen people under the influence before. I had clients under the influence before. This kid is high as kite. He looks like he's overdosing right now."
I don't think we have a lot of time. You need to find Dankmar and find out what he gave him.
I mean,
Tell you what. Tell you what. I have some of this emetic in my bag. I'm gonna give him that and make him puke.
oh, you're with them, Johannes. Okay, sure. Because I thought that you
sorry,
stayed.
well, I didn't know where we were separately.
We can say that you all went outside. I think it's even better.
Yeah.
That said, you see that Lambert is not with you. He probably went to look for his uncle. You're not sure. He didn't tell you. So yeah, let's say that Johannes, Gustav, and Marla, you're all three together. You know.
So yeah, let's get him a drink. I'll put some of my puke juice, puke powder, in his drink, and hopefully he'll barf out this shit and he won't die.
Yeah, but then
I'll find Dankmar to find out what it was, so we can give him the proper medicine.
But then he won't be able to fight, and if he won't be able to fight, says Marla, first of all, Dankmar will probably kick us out. I mean, we won't be doing any more gigs for him, and who knows, maybe there will be even worse repercussions.
Dankmar paid us to keep his fighters safe.
Well,
yeah, I thought you were saying this guy looks like he's about to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so this doesn't add up. He paid us. I mean, he paid you to keep his fighters safe, but at the same time, he's poisoning them.
Well, no, I think he
Well,
spiked
maybe-
something.
Well, maybe it's not him. Maybe somebody spiked his mix and he didn't know it.
All right. Yeah, we can. Whatever she says. Yeah, we can try and do something.
Oh.
Yeah,
I just feel like if we think something bad is going to happen, it's going to cause this kid to die or lose the fight, you know, and we should you know, do something about it. That's what we're paid to do, right?
Yeah, when you return inside, you see that. Wait a second, sorry. Sorry, you see that the fighter is no longer here. Yeah. However, you see that Dankmar is here. He looks at you as you enter. Gustav, you are holding the bucket full of, you know, sloshing water. He approaches you with his arms outstretched. Oh, here you are. Ah, Witold is already going to spar with one of other fighters. You know, make sure that he's in top condition for tonight's game. He's feeling much better already. But I also contacted one of my and please don't take this in a bad way. A fellow medicine man, a doctor. He will come here as quickly as possible and check him out properly. Gustav, I know that you are a skilled healer. I know, don't worry, but I really need to take care of my boys. That said, I still want to pay you, so I have a slight job for all of you. Except for my nephew, he's doing something else right now. It's a simple delivery mission. Actually, you will be delivering something to my shop. I will pay you 2 gold pieces each. You know that's a lot of money, by the way.
Yeah.
For a delivery mission.
All right. What is it?
There's a package nearby, right to the west of the Great Bridge, near the street of the 100 Taverns. It's in a warehouse controlled by the fish, but they relax. They know that it's mine, and they were supposed to bring it to the city. I want you to go there, get the package from them, and get it to my shop. To my 4th sister's brother. Sorry, brother's sister.
Yeah. All right.
Manuela. You remember Manuela, right?
Sure.
You don't really remember Manuela.
She's the short one.
Yes. How original. Yeah. Yes, she's the short one. So I'll give you address, and he takes out a small piece of torn paper from his pocket. He takes a small piece of charcoal and scratches the address. It's the warehouse itself doesn't have any number, but it has this funny-looking symbol of a fish eating a trident that's coming from the back of its head. You can miss it. I guess that's some kind of a gang symbol or something. Whatever. Go there, find the man named. Ask for a man named Kai Schönbeck, and tell him. Here's the name.
Okay.
And tell him that the old Dankmar sent you.
Alrighty.
Very well. Well, off you go. And he says, you can roll fellow perception once again.
God damn it.
Gustav, you've passed?
43.
Nope.
Oh.
Any of you want to use luck?
I'll reroll it. I still have some stuff.
Marla passed.
Marla passed. All right. Well, I'll try to pass. I'll.
No.
God damn it. All right.
As you exit the warehouse where the fighters are, where the fights will take place in the evening, and you move to one of the bigger streets, probably leading to the main outdoor bridge. Marla is saying to you, he was shifty as all hell. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of concerned about this.
But it looked like he wanted us to be gone from there. And I'm sure, as all hell, that Witold was not sparring with anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe he was, or maybe he is right now. I don't want to say this, but... Well.
Dead?
Yes, dead, she says with a slightly irritated sigh.
I think we should go back in there.
Let's go do this. Well, I'll defer to you, but I don't think that pissing Dankmar off is gonna help out right now. I think we need to be, and Lambert's gonna be on our ass if we insult his uncle, cousin's nephew's brother.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm naive, but can you please tell me what exactly does a respected pie shop owner has to do with one of the two largest gangs in Aldorf, the fish?
Well,
The
I'm
name did
guessing
ring a bell.
that he's branching out. No, we've already encountered the fish before. I think.
No,
Or
you
maybe
haven't.
we have.
You haven't.
Oh,
We've heard of
but
them.
we know who they. Yeah, we've heard.
You've heard of the fish and the hooks, of course, because they are
Yeah.
the two largest gangs in Outdoor, but you haven't met any of them.
Okay.
That said, Gustav, you were saying something.
I forget what I was saying. I think I was agreeing or something.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get more answers from them about what's happening.
I think so. Unfortunately, I have to go see a man about a horse. No, I have to make sure that my son has
Yeah.
actually eaten lunch. So I
Sure,
need to wrap it
we'll
up.
be ending right now. You've been given the points already. Oh no, sorry, you were not given points. You were only given points for the end of the scenario. Now I'm going to give you your points. All right, Gustav, for your character, 10 points without any problem. For your religion, 10 points. For your star sign,
Dancer.
I would say you were, like full of carefree, carpe diem attitude today.
I tried to save the guy, even though I thought he was going to try and kill me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's give you 10 points. And dooming.
Doom, I poured the cup out. Like that's what I was going for with the cup.
Oh, okay. I
Like
get it.
it's a hard one to bring up without a cup.
True. Okay, I will give you 5 points for that. Sure. Do you had any ideas that push the scenario forward? I don't think any of you had, honestly, because that was you had only combat to do. But
Yeah.
okay, so that's it for your character. And Johannes, for your character, of course, 10 points. Oh, sorry, Gustav. One more thing. Place of birth, 10 points. Very nice thing that you said to Marla. Careful, I'm a foreigner too. That was very cool. Very patriotic for a Marienburger. Johannes, 10 points for your character. Your place of birth, Rakeland.
I don't necessarily feel like I did anything specifically Reichlandy today. I'm trying to think.
Well,
yeah, I think it would.
They are very proud.
Yeah.
Remember, you have the common tropes in Sigmar's Earth. You can check,
Right.
how Raklander acts.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, in the past I have done it, but but just not this session.
Yeah, actually that's why I also wanted, and thank you, Brian, for reminding me to bring back those things, because I think they really enhance role playing. If I recall correctly, for example, Rakelanders like the newest fashion a lot. They are kind of dandy and kind of course, proud because they are the most important province, because Sigmar was from those lands, right?
Right.
They are former Unbergen lands. So yeah, I mean, next time, without any problems. Then again, of course, today's session was it was practically all combat. So no worries. Star sign.
Star sign, I believe. I have to look it up again, but I believe it is. Why do I not have it written down here? Or do I? Oh, under the sign of the Piper. So I feel like I'm still trying to make like deals with
diplomatic, cunning, shady. Yeah, 10 points. I really liked what you did with Stig. That you said that you help us when we need you. Really like that. It's clear that you really want to go with the whole merchant angle. I respect that a lot. That's very hard to do. Very cool angle, Sean.
We'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, you are getting contacts, you are getting money. I just can't wait for the inevitable turn to the dark side, i.e., turn to the underground to acquire some assets. This is going to be interesting. 10 points for that, and your dooming.
My doom is that weird one about peacocks. Shit. tie not the ribbon nor feather wear, yea, the peacock is thine enemy. So that's why like I still have to work it out. Like I feel like those fancy clothes they gave me is like I feel like I should be dressing more like a Puritan.
Oh,
for my
got
character.
you. Okay.
So like they can be fine. They can be good quality clothes, but they have to be like
Don't
drab.
stand out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I also, but I haven't done that yet, and I don't know I haven't thought about what specifically these clothes they gave me look like, but yeah, I would probably in the next session work on getting clothes that are well made but plain looking, if that makes sense.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And your religion?
Sigmar.
You said that you want to wait for the Sigmarites.
Well, I wanted to wait for the Morites more specifically, I think, but because it was in relation to.
You said that you didn't want to move the necklace, but you also said when Victor told you that they were going to call the Templars, that you wouldn't mind speaking to Sigmarites. I really like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And remember, religion, you don't need to worship like one god. That's why I'm giving you 10 points, because the part about more and the part about Sigmar, it's like combined. So very nice, 10 points for you for this. It was excellent. Very good session, I think. And yeah, you see that no fate points were lost. You're much richer. You have good stuff. I mean, best quality. Good or best quality dagger. Good quality mayo. Lots of cash. Lots of contacts. You're going places. Yeah.
Sounds good.
I
honestly
have
think
left money at the hotel.
What?
Can we, like, before next session, can we say we retroactively left money
of course,
at the
no
hotel?
problem.
Because there's a lot of money to walk around with.
Yeah. I mean, no problem. Sure thing. No problem.
Yeah.
I think really this round of Warhammer Fantasy will be one of the more interesting ones for us. Can't wait for next session, which is on the 8th. And until then, I'll see you guys. Thank you for the game.
All right.
Cool.
Later. Thanks.
Bye.
Good game.
Great game.
Bye, guys. Yeah,
Thanks.
great game.